app today.
A young woman who vanished last week on an Alabama highway has been found safe and is now undergoing a medical evaluation. Jackie Quinn reports.
There are still many questions about what happened after 25-year-old Carly Russell, a nursing student, called 911 Thursday to report a young child walking on Interstate 459 south of Birmingham. When police arrived, Russell's car was empty and her cell phone was left behind. Saturday night, Russell returned to the home where she lives with her parents in Hoover, Alabama. A friend had been on the phone with Russell and reported her asking questions, presumably to a child, and then Russell screamed and wasn't heard from again. Police aren't saying what might have happened during the time Russell was missing, but say she was taken for a medical evaluation. I'm Jackie Quinn.
News and analysis online at townhall.com. Donna Warder reports that rabbits are overwhelming a neighborhood in Florida.
Up to 100 lion-head rabbits have taken up residence in a neighborhood near Fort Lauderdale, Florida. John King, who lives in Wilton Manors, says every morning he covers up the holes in his backyard the rabbits made and chases them out of his yard.
I'd like them, but I just wish they would live somewhere else.
Local rabbit supporter Alicia Griggs says they're hopping all over the neighborhood.
One of the neighbors moved a couple of years ago and she just left her rabbits in the street when she moved. They were not spayed or neutered, so they started multiplying.
Griggs says the rabbits can suffer heat stroke when it gets too hot, and predators have been killing them. I'm Donna Warder.
Earnings season kicks into high gear on Wall Street, and coming up this week, results are due in from Bank of America, Netflix, Tesla, and airlines United and American. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
Feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
That's an oxymoron.
I know. Welcome to Monday.
Yep.
Hope everyone had a good weekend. You had a busy weekend.
I did indeed.
Birthday festivities and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it was the gathering of nations, so to speak, on Saturday as we got ready together for the birthday party.
Yeah, of course, Sean's oldest daughter, Rhiannon, celebrated her birthday over
the big 1-0.
Yeah. Because yours is right around the corner, don't you?
Yeah, in August.
Okay.
But for the last 3 consecutive years, we have, and I suggest anybody who's looking for a great birthday, if you have a summer birthday, a great birthday venue, doesn't cost you a dime, the Burt Murphy Family Splash Pad.
There you go.
That thing, it's one of the best venues for children's birthday parties that exists.
Nice.
As long as you can, like, strong arm one of the gazebos, you're good. We started off, we were like in one of the shady spots under the side, and we were like watching the tables. As soon as one person got up, we were like, get that table.
Go.
Go, get the gazebo. And yeah, it was great. Kids loved it. They had a blast. Yeah, it was fun.
But did you have a cake and all that stuff and everything?
Yep.
So.
Big thanks to Misty, the
I kind of figured
baker extraordinaire. Oh, no, we were like, we'll get a cake. She's like, no, you won't. Yeah. She makes sure. She's the the source of all of our baked goods.
Baked goods, yes. She is the keeper of the baked.
Indeed. I did learn a valuable lesson this weekend, though.
Okay.
Water and bubbles don't necessarily mix.
Oh, where did you try?
It's Splash Pad. We had a couple of, we had a bubble bazooka, essentially, a bubble gun that the kids were playing with. Turns out soap and water make things a little slippery.
They do.
We avoided most head injuries, but there was a couple of slips.
Did I tell you this on it was Kim and I, kind of our, so when we got married, that we got married up in Alto, but we stayed the night in a resort up there.
Right.
It's since changed its name, I think 3 times. But anyway, so we got a suite at this place, and it had like the real fireplace and everything in the room and all that. But and of course the bathroom had a big jacuzzi, hot tub, and everything else. And of course we were just married.
Now wait a second. It's still pretty early. How salacious are we getting here? All right, we're talking about the 2-person jacuzzi.
Okay, don't worry about none of that.
And then we were talking about slippery. So I mean,
but I had an idea, like, hey, let's put some shampoo or whatever in the dang hot tub,
right?
And jacuzzi tub plus soap equals way too many bubbles.
It turns out it keeps frothing.
Like I got enveloped in just foam.
At that point, though, you got to go bubble beard. You know?
Yeah. I could have bubbled. I could have bubbled spacesuit. It was so much. It was so much bubbles. But yeah, that was on our honeymoon, and we had a fun time, of course. But that was one of those things I learned about. Okay. Don't put bubbles in the jacuzzi hot tub.
Don't put too many bubbles. Well, one little drop, you should be good.
I probably did enough to probably wash a dozen people's heads.
you were planning on washing oil off of baby ducks in that water.
Right. I'm going to take on the Exxon Valdez.
Mike with a bottle of Dawn.
We're going to clean up the entire Arctic Ocean.
That's right.
But happy Monday, everybody.
Yes.
But good weekend. Sound like Rhiannon had an amazing birthday weekend.
Had a blast. And it was, yesterday was just kind of chasing the dragon, trying to find coolness. Like we were going from one place to another, trying to find air conditioning. Yesterday was miserable.
Yeah.
And this week is just a chock full of suck. I mean, I've looked at the highs. Oof.
Yeah, it's like it's going to be one hot all week. I don't even see much rain.
Yeah, chock full of suck. I said it.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much rain chances in the week here. Just what I'm looking. So we do have a heat advisory today, excessive heat warning for tomorrow, but we'll get to all that.
For what it's worth, I learned this yesterday. It's 1:17 today, or yesterday and today in Phoenix, Arizona. So at least it's not that.
Yeah. So you won't immediately burst into flames as soon as you walk out like other parts of the country. It's like, you don't live that far in the upside down world. Just a little bit in.
I mean, we are a stone's throw away from hell, but
you can see it from here.
That's right. Well, yes. Happy Monday.
It's like when David Carradine comes over the hill in Kung Fu. It's all like the wavy lines and the haze.
Like that all the time. Yes, or any movie that depicts people in the desert. They use that same move in every time.
Yep.
Usually there's that sound of a crow or raven or vulture.
It's the vibra slap. That's the
it's like
the
rattler.
The heat sound.
Yes, all of that. And then if it was the 70s, followed by quicksand. But it's a different time.
Not to overshadow Rhiannon's birthday, but yesterday was actually my birthday.
Wow! Happy birthday, Roy.
I wish we'd have known. We got you an ice cream cake.
Did you do anything exciting for your birthday?
No, just tomorrow. I mean, today is probably going to be just a lunch.
Okay. So when is your birthday officially?
The 16th.
16th. Okay. So yesterday was officially official day. So good deal. Happy birthday.
Yeah, man.
So are you...
you're officially the big 3-0 now, right?
Yeah.
All right. You're out of your 20s.
Yeah.
Dang.
You're officially a man.
It was a weekend of decades. Rhiannon turns 10, you turn 30.
Yeah.
I only know that because I heard you out in the green room last week talking about having to make decisions on your life. I'm like,
yeah.
It's true, though. Once you hit 30, you're like,
those milestones.
I got to get serious now.
Yeah. I'm old now. It's all over for me now.
I will tell you this. Seriously, literally 5 days after I turned 30, 5 days, and I remember this vividly. I was at work. I had to get something out of the copy machine. I bent over slightly to get the copy out of the copy machine, and I coughed, and I threw my back out. For a week, I was walking around like an 80-year-old man, like, oh my God. Like bent over. I needed a cane. I was hobbling. It's bad.
It's worse as old you get.
Welcome to the real world.
Wait till you hit 50.
Wait till you hit 50.
I've already hit it.
I feel like you've dipped a toe. You haven't hit 50
I'm
yet.
full on 50.
You haven't hit 50. You hit 50 at 51. Once you got a full year of 50, you've hit 50.
Well, you get 50 and ask you how you feel.
Dude, I'm almost 40. I feel like I'm 60. Come on.
You're barely 50.
That's right.
You're just a young old man.
You're just a young 50-year-old. You're just a baby.
Yeah, I didn't feel it this
Oh,
weekend.
that's the other thing. People are going to hear your age. You've probably up to this point, you've told people how old you are, and they're like, oh, you're just a baby. You have your whole life ahead of you. Once you put 30 in front of any age, that stops.
Yeah.
They don't call you a baby anymore. They're like, okay.
It does if you hang out in certain circles.
Unless I hang out with like 60-year-olds.
Yeah, go to the retirement home. They'll make you feel real good about yourself.
Hit a buffet about 4 p.m.
Not only will you get the compliments, you get the discounts.
And the soft foods are so
turnip
pleasing.
greens. I love me some turnip greens. Chicken fried steak's super malleable. You don't got to chew it. You can gum that bad boy down.
Cream corn, baby.
I feel like I just got jinxed now. Like in 3 days, I'm gonna throw my back out. Or
Hopefully
something.
not. Hopefully not, because that sucked. That was terrible.
Yeah, wait till you soar for a week because you slept on something wrong.
Now,
that's already happened.
In fairness, the first 20 years of my life, 25 years of my life, I treated my body like garbage. Like I would throw myself to the ground to make kids laugh for pictures. I mean, there's a reason I'm as messed up as I am. That's not to say that I fixed the rest of my life. It's still garbage, but I just don't throw myself to the ground as much.
He's pulled that arrow out of the quiver.
Mm-hmm. Having young kids gives you like the free pass to eat like a child. It's kind of freeing.
There is that, dude. So many nuggets.
So many nuggets and curly fries.
Just tell people you used to be a wrestler.
I'm thinking about getting rid of my oven and just go in the air fryer. Just strict air fryer.
Just go with that.
Yeah.
Well, your kids will get older someday and will want something else other than nuggets.
In theory.
All right, let me give you the rundown. We do have a full show for you today. We're going to replay an interview this hour. Speaking of food, Nook from Asian Market joined us last week, so we're going to play that conversation. She had brought her daughter in, and she's a little wiseacre, too. She's a nice girl.
I'm a fan of kids with personality.
Yeah.
Like when kids lock up and get nervous,
she's
you're
a
being
good kid.
That kid had some personality.
I bet she rules the roost when things are quiet at the house there. Just a hunch. 8 o'clock hour, at the first part of the hour, we're going to have Greg Birch, artist, back with us. And, of course, you see some of the artwork behind me. That's of his work.
It's today, isn't it?
And so at 8 o'clock, he's going to be here. And he's done a painting for Sean and for myself. One with his kids, one me with my Metallica. But he was very nice, and he paid these paintings for us, and he would like to give them to us. And then give us an update on what he's got going on. Also, in the 8 o'clock hour, Elliot Rodriguez with Lone Depot will join us, give us an update. He comes by every month and gives us sage home buying advice.
Sage. He actually brings sage. We light it and cleanse the place.
We haven't had a ghost since he's been here.
That's right. Thanks, Elliot.
Or a ghost adventure. That's really why the sage worked, because you're one of those guys hanging around. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Bobby Garcia and Ray Valle, I always mess up his name, with the Roz's Image. They're going to be having their big back-to-school event at Roswell High on the 21st later this week with free backpacks and haircuts and back-to-school supplies and all that. So we'll get an update from those two gentlemen on what they're needing, and of course, invite everyone out later this week to the event. So,
speaking of haircuts, I learned a fun fact this weekend. The movie, oh my gosh, Stripes.
Yes.
So they didn't tell the cast beforehand that they were bringing real military barbers in for the haircut scene.
Okay.
They didn't tell them that they were going to get full-blown real military cuts.
Okay.
To the point where the scene where John Candy looks sad and is holding his hair in his hands, that was real. He literally he went into a depression because he was like, my hair. And they gave permission for the main stars, Bill Murray and Robert Zemeckis. They got haircuts, but they didn't get shaved.
No, did not.
John Candy got shaved.
Yeah. Well, in the movie, they claimed it was because they're Jewish.
Oh, was that what
which I didn't know that was a thing, but...
So they got to keep some of their hair, but John Candy got shaved. And that was a legit reaction.
Well, and that's in the movie. They played it that way to I guess, because I'm sure they're like, we cut Bill Murray's hair, or we cut oh shoot,
Robert Zemeckis?
No. The other guy from Ghostbusters that's with him in that.
Oh, crud.
Egon.
Aykroyd.
Not Aykroyd.
No.
Oh, shoot. He's no longer with us.
Yeah, I can't think of his name offhand.
He's Egon. His name just went right out of my head. But anyway, the other co-star of Stripes. Say that again? Harold Ramis. Thank you. That's the name I was trying to remember. Yeah. Harold Ramis. Yeah. Those two didn't have to get the hair from Stripes.
But. Yeah. But that was a legit reaction that John Candy gave in Stripes.
Lighten up, Francis. All right, probably should get our interview going. It is 7:19. Let's just get it over with. Here's your weather. Ain't wetter.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Very hot for the next couple of days, at least right through midweek and into Thursday. We're expecting our highs today to be around 100. With sunshine, it might be a little bit breezy. Overnight, a few clouds, are low in the mid-70s, and then we'll be hitting about 110 for the afternoon high on Tuesday, and again on Wednesday. We'll stay sunny, 105 on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 41% with winds out of the south, 6 miles per hour. Heat advisory kicks in at noon today, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. Sunny and hot, 108 for a high with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight, overnight low of 74 degrees, south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny, 111 for a high tomorrow, south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, overnight low of 74 degrees, south winds 5 to 15. Wednesday, sunny, high of 110, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny and 105. Friday, mostly sunny, 102. And Saturday, only 98, allegedly. Mostly sunny, 98, and 101 on Sunday. So maybe by the weekend, it's going to cool down just a tad. Just a tad, though. All right, it is 7:20. We're going to get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten. Quick break, and then we're going to play our interview with Nook from Asian Market. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. We expect to sell 1,450 head here today. Break it down like this: 250 weighing cows and bulls, 75 to 100 pairs of bred cows, 1,150 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 80 Holstein weigh cows off 2 dairies, 41 mostly solid black Holstein cross heifers off 1 dairy weighing 800, 1,100 pounds, 20 Holstein cross heifers off 1 dairy, 700, 800 pounds, 20 to 25 cow-calf pairs, mostly black, white face, red, white face, 2 to 10 years old, 40 to 50 bred cows, mostly good quality black, white face, red, white face, 2 to 10 years old. 180 calves, reputation quality, Emil Keeney and Sons down at Cornudas, Texas. Black, white face Angus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, medium condition, 400, 600 pounds. Caswell Ranch, Maljamar, New Mexico, 60 bull yearlings, excellent quality black Brangus crossbeds, 650, 850 pounds. 65 calves, Gents Cattle Company right here at Roswell, good quality black Angus calves, weaned 30, 45 days, 2 rounds of shots, bunk broke, medium condition, 450, 600 pounds. 89 calves, Mr. Jeff Maley, White City, New Mexico, quality black and red Angus cross calves, 1 round of shots, 200, 350 pounds. Approximately 25 of these are roping size, 200, 240 pounds. Cecil Conklin, Lake Arthur, New Mexico, 27 good, excellent quality black to black white face Angus cross calves, cattle weaned 30 days, 400, 550 pounds. 40 calves, Mr. John Berry, Fort Stockton, Texas. Excellent quality black whiteface, red whiteface calves. 1 round of shots off first calf heifers, 250, 350 pounds, and 40 calves of Guadalupe Mountain Farms, Sierra Blanca, Texas. Excellent quality black whiteface Angus and Charolais crosses. Cattle weaned 45 days, 350, 550 pounds. Sale time this morning be 9 o'clock. Sell pairs bred cows 10. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10:45 to 11 o'clock. We expect to sell 1,450 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. But everyone's story is different. So the question is, how will you tell yours? Behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, mower, or Gator utility vehicle. Run with us and start telling your story today.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Nook is back from Asian Market. Good morning, Nook. How are you today?
Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Roswell.
And you also brought, this is your oldest daughter?
No, this is my second.
Second.
Yeah.
And what is your name again?
Abby.
Abby. And how old are you, Abby?
I'm 9.
9 years old. So that puts you in what, about second grade, third grade, somewhere in there?
4th grade.
4th grade. I apologize. I undersold you. 9th grade, 4th grade there. So are you getting ready to go into 4th grade? You excited for school?
No.
No?
I don't want to go to school.
You don't want to go to school?
On it, Abby. Still on it. Your teacher listening to, okay?
Oh, she might be. Yeah, So what school do you go to? East Grand Plains?
East Grand Plains.
Okay. Have you been there your whole time? Like
yes.
You started kindergarten there and everything? So good deal. What's your favorite thing in school? Subject? What do you like to do? I know you said you don't want to go to school, but when you're there, what do you like to do?
Yeah.
History.
History? You like favorites history? Good for you.
You can't change the history. History is hard to learn.
It
Seems
is?
like it's easy. But you
it's
can't
good to
change
know.
it. Yeah, good to know.
Once you know it, then you'll understand why a lot of things are happening and why they do. Good deal. Well, for folks that aren't familiar, Asian Market, which is located there on South Main, as you're heading towards the college and everything, you'll see it there on your right. It is a full market in the front that sells all things Asian, from foods to even cooking utensils and things like that. And then if you keep going in the back, because you're like, what's that smell I smell? I smell things. It smells good. You
It smells good. Don't say smell bad, okay?
Keep coming back. It's food smells. It's because it's the diner part, and you have a full menu of Asian cuisine so if you're into soups or salads to more of your General Tso's chickens and all that, Nook's got you covered.
Well, you want to help me cook, make some egg roll today? Come on in.
There you go.
I'm going to convince you to do today.
Okay.
I need to finish the egg roll, but I didn't finish yet. I'm going to say, who's going to help me? I'm going to try to invite Mike Winter to come help me roll the egg roll.
Well, I would love to.
It's going to be fun.
Problem is, I eat. Every one I make, I eat too.
Oh, let me think about it.
It's kind of like, I'll make one and then eat two, and then make one and eat two. It's kind of
make one and go deep fry, and then come back and eat fresh from the deep fry.
Yeah. So that's how I work for egg rolls.
Yeah.
But I always tell people every time, and this is the best thing I can give as a description. When you go to Nook's restaurant, Asian Market, and have a meal, I always picture in my head if I went to Thailand and sat down at somebody's house and just had dinner.
Oh, it's different. It's a little different.
But I kind of feel like that's the way you cook. You cook cooking. You don't cook.
I try to cook mostly. Try to be close.
Like if you were an Asian family, this is the kind of meals you have at your home.
In an Asian family, you're gonna have to go see me in the back of the kitchen, and you will see the real Asian family. But I think like for people that have never been to anywhere in Asia, been to China or Thailand or Japan or any place like that, their knowledge of food is going to a restaurant here, a Japanese restaurant or a Chinese restaurant or a Thai restaurant. And that's all cooked a certain way. It's kind of like, you go to get a hamburger at a restaurant, it's going to taste, but the hamburger doesn't taste the same as what you do when you cook it in your house. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's got a little more mom's love in it. And that's what I feel like
food is. It's got a little more mom's
for
love.
For me, it's got my love
exactly.
in it.
That's what it is. It's home cooking as opposed to, the culinary chef that went to Cordon Bleu, blah, 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 which are great. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes the mom that just knows how to cook can way out cook. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like your cooking reminds me of that is like if I went to someone's house to have a meal, this is what I'm going to get. So that's what I love about Asian market. So
that's what Abby got every day.
What did you get? What's your favorite thing that your mom makes that you eat?
Don't tell him that you like French toast.
The Thai beef salad.
That's great. And this is where kids are different than when I was kids.
She eats spicy.
You like spicy? You don't do spicy.
I do some.
That's not what I heard.
Oh my God! What are we doing here today?
I heard you don't do. You'll light people up, but you won't do it yourself.
I love to hurt another,
right?
But I don't like to hurt myself. So no.
Abby here is big time in this. So you like hot? Like real hot?
Yes.
Like have you met Sheriff Mike Harrington?
No. I dare him to come to my restaurant.
I've seen that man eat the chip challenge, the Pocky chips, or where it's like the world's hottest. I've seen him just eat that and act like it didn't even bother him. Like it was just you or I eating like a Dorito or a corn chip or something.
No way, I can't do that.
Yeah, so
it's gonna hurt.
Not that hot. Okay, but and that's the thing too. If you do love spicy food, Nook can make it as spicy as you want or as mild as you want, depending on. But I say this every time. If you love fried rice, which is generally speaking a kind of
again, today I'm gonna cook about 5 pots of fried rice. Because even though you think, fried rice, that's kind of like, oh boy, yay, I got it's fried rice. It's like, ooh, I got bread and butter. It's not that. It's not something that people, But I'm telling you, the best chicken fried rice I ever had in my life was at your place, and every time I go there is I'm like. I'm not even a person that craves fried rice usually. I'm like, if that's what you got, fine. Yours, I'm like, no, I want a heaping bowl of it, and that's to me, that's the best thing I can say about it because I'm like, you make me want things that I normally don't want, and that's a big deal to me. Thomas, when he goes to my restaurant, all he orders is combination fried rice.
He's a creature of habit.
Only thing.
Yeah, he's a creature of habit. I usually go 3 or 4 different, beef and broccoli's in my staple. Yeah. But I'll jump around occasionally and get something different.
Try something else.
Yeah,
I got a month menu to cover everybody.
Yeah.
I got 20-some menu. And
so if you eat every day for a month, that'll get you about trying everything at once.
Try number 1 first.
Okay.
And under number 1, under stir fry, we have a combination. We have so many kind of meat.
And then if you're like Abby here and a fan of the salads, if it's
Abby, the fan of Thai beef salads is number 10.
But I imagine, now that's 110 out, you want to eat something like a salad as opposed to maybe a big thing of General Tso's chicken or something. That might sound a little better on a hot day, Yeah. So, but either way, that's and here's something else I'm gonna brag on Nook about, and just to remind folks because it needs to be reminded. When COVID was going down and businesses were closing and things, obviously Nook at Asian Market, she could do some things and couldn't do some things just because of the way the world was going on. But every weekend. You were out on Facebook. Hey, if anybody needs jasmine rice, they need food, come and I will give you as much as I can give you. And,
yes, sir.
And
if I can help.
And you were doing that for a lot of people during COVID.
I think I give probably about more than 1,000 bowls.
Really?
Yeah, because I do it for 3 or 4 Saturday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I always say when businesses and people do things for the community like that just because they're good people and want to help people, I think it's the onus is on us as a community to support you. When times were tough, you were there helping people.
Yes.
When it's now times are good and it's time to eat and enjoy it, get out there and spend a bunch of money and enjoy her delicious food because when times were tough, she was there helping you. Now it's time to come and visit and see what she can offer you.
Time to come see.
When it's not the free stuff.
Time to bring a smiley in the Asian market.
There you go. And then here's the thing, too. If you want to try to cook and recreate some of the dishes, that's where the market is. Most of the things you serve, you could probably buy all the ingredients right there in the store.
That's what I cook is what I get it from my.
And so if you're like, I've always wanted to learn to cook fried rice or cook a certain salad,
I can tell you, Mike.
she can talk to you and show you the equipment. Yes,
it's gonna cost.
But if you're like, hey, I always want to make my own sushi, she's got the stuff to do that.
I do.
And
I do
show you how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the great thing about Asian market. And if you're looking for, maybe you were in somewhere Thailand or Japan or China, and you tried a product or thing, and it's like, I love that, but you don't see it here in the States. Asian market might just have it on the shelves there because you that's
I try to cover it up, but Asia is big, so
it is. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's Asian market, but it's multiple cultures. It's Thailand, it's Japan, it's China. I imagine even getting to some of like India and some of their foods, Pakistan, and a little bit of that.
I have a few of them from India, but you probably can use something else for substitution.
Sure.
From my market.
Sure.
I think Asian market try to cover almost everything, but something I probably don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
You might find something in there that substitute it.
Sure. But definitely like your like Korean, Thai, China, Chinese, Japan. A lot of that.
We use everything almost as the same. What is that called?
Similar. Yeah, similar.
Yes.
But there's a little slight variation or different. So it's like, all the cultures have a fried rice of some kind, but they may put a different spice combination to it to make it to something they're more
My personal fried rice, if I eat, I put tomato in it too.
Okay. I don't see, it's kind of, I think fried rice is kind of like that blank canvas.
Yeah.
That you start there, but then you can add or mix to it to fancy it up any way you want.
A little bit of tomato.
Yeah. You could kind of turn it into like a Spanish paella.
I don't know what it is.
Well, Spanish paella is like they use a rice and then it's with chicken and things like that, but instead of sticky or jasmine rice, it's more of a different type of rice. But in essence, you could turn a fried rice into kind of a paella, just slightly change the ingredients a little bit. You know? And that's what I love about that stuff. But come try the food for yourself.
Yes, sir.
Or is there any creations you're working on in the kitchen? And I know you're always trying to.
I'm kind of a little bit busy.
You're busy, so you haven't really had time to kind of think of new things to add to the menu.
Yes,
but
I'm kind of a little bit busy.
So what's your biggest seller right now? What's people really craving?
You know what? Each day is different. Okay, like yesterday. Yesterday is 2 meals that I cook all day in front of the stove all day. Is fried rice. Yes, sir.
She gets tired. She gets tired of cooking fried rice because I talk about how great it is, and everybody wants some.
Another one is pad thai. Yesterday is 2, and then the day before is gonna be something else.
Okay.
And I think today gonna be fried rice too.
Well, pad thai is probably arguably the most popular Thai dish. I think. Like if people that aren't from Thailand,
already know.
They know what it is.
Oh, pad thai. Oh,
yeah.
Pad thai. No, but the food is not just pad thai. We got so many kind of food.
Yeah. My only issue with pad thai in general is I like nuts, but I don't like the peanuts cooked in the hot food. Like it doesn't. Generate
I put
to me.
the peanuts on the side.
Okay.
I don't cook on it.
Because some people use like peanut butter in there too, don't they? In a pad thai, like I've heard. I've had some before where somebody used like, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And so I've kind of maybe I need to try your pad thai.
You need to.
I think I may have ate some bad pad thai and been kind of poo-pooed on all pad thai, all.
So today we can sell pad thai and fried rice again like yesterday.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but we're yapping about pad
Try
thai.
your egg rolls. She's got a bunch to make egg rolls today. Try the egg rolls. They're a 10.
I need to finish that.
Yeah.
Need to finish that.
And the salads, like what the salad you were talking about. Talk about your salad here.
The Thai beef salad.
So it's got beef in it, obviously.
It has beef. It has. I forgot the veggie that she put in it. But it has tomatoes, it has onions,
cilantro.
Okay.
Now, is it served cold or hot?
It's kind of, I can't say it's cold or hot.
Okay.
Okay, let's do
it. I mean, you got to cook the beef and everything, but when you
beef, I grill them first.
Gotcha.
I grill them.
So it's not like piping hot on the plate. It's kind of room temperature or whatever.
Warm it up again.
Gotcha. Because you hear salads and you kind of think salads are more of a cold dish.
Not really.
Yeah.
Though. Some stuff is
but
need to be
in
cooked.
Americans' head, we think salad, we think cold dish.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Is don't think that is
come out with cold
Yeah.
or vegetable like that.
Gotcha.
It is a little bit different.
Sure.
Because we add some spice into it.
So would be kind of even in some forms of stir fry be considered salads?
No.
No. Okay. I didn't know if that technique automatically discredits a salad, or could you use that?
Mostly a stir fry, you're gonna have to cook it in the on a stove or in pan
in
or
the
something
wok
like
there,
that.
yeah.
But on the salad, it's just kind of we cook it first and then mix with the seasoning out
Gotcha.
in the bowl.
So it's all done not together,
Yes,
like
and
in a
then
wok.
We put in
You cook it and season it separately,
Yes.
and then I gotcha. Which makes the taste different because it's like marinating meat or dry rubbing meat. You know, before you cook it, those flavors infuse while it's cooking.
Yeah.
Versus somebody that like when you get a chicken wing and you put the sauce on after, it creates a different thing.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. Good deal. So if you want to try one of the salads here, which
Thai
that
beef
surprised
salad.
me that your daughter, because usually, children aren't going to salads first. They're like, I want the pizza, I want the burger, I want, whatever, in your world, I guess I'm thinking like the chicken, maybe the
chicken fingers,
and stuff like
There's
that.
not much on that though, my kid.
Okay. But you use, like if you get chicken fingers there, you fry it with is it tempura style, or what's that style that's more Asian?
I really don't know what the other do, so I'm not gonna compare. But
Okay.
I do my own style.
Okay.
I'm what is that? I use the breading.
Okay.
I make it all by myself. So
But it looks it's a little different than like a Texas chicken fry type thing.
probably.
Yeah,
I never tried.
But you know what I mean? Like if you get like if you go to like a fast food place, you get chicken fingers and it's got that real breading that's kind of that's more chicken fry. Yours is not like that.
Well, probably.
Or sometimes it's more breading than meat.
Okay.
Sometimes and yours isn't like that. That's what
I make fresh.
See, I'm not a fan of like chicken fingers. Like sometimes the less breading, the better for me. Like
Right.
sometimes they put so much breading on it, and it's like all I taste is fried. I don't
Yeah.
taste meat in here,
Don't-
and it's, so yours are not that way.
Look what I bought for you today.
All right, what do we got?
So it's kind of like this. Last show, Sean is here,
All right,
and Mike is not here. I think, well, I thought I'm not gonna bring anything for Mike, but hey, he's gonna be mad. He's gonna be not fair. I bought.
you mentioned food, and
Yeah, Mike, don't be so surprised. But the bag is big. Don't think it's gonna be full in here.
okay, so good things come in small packages.
I brought us kimono. I'm just saying,
A dragon?
I bought the same.
Oh.
I bought the same thing that we eat last
Okay,
week.
okay.
That's for you. That's for you.
So this is this
This
the
one we
spicy
eat-
ramen?
Yeah,
No, that's not the super spicy.
Okay.
I told-
Spicy smoked fish.
Yeah, that's what we're
Flavor
talking
ramen.
about that on last week.
okay.
And this is another one.
Okay.
And this one I give you a suggestion. Don't eat it just like a snack because the flavor is a little bit different. Cooked it. better.
Which flavor is that one?
This.
Yentafo.
Say it again.
It say Yentafo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a drop of English on this bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What you know, that means it's good.
Just go by the pink one.
I actually
Pink bag.
went over to Asian Market last week, got some fried rice, and picked up a couple of those bulldog ramens that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I was telling Mike, they're basically competition spicy ramen. And I sat here at work.
He was kind of
and
crying
suffered
I
through
told
it.
when I saw him.
I was doing this by the
He's like going, it's so good, and he's crying.
Yeah. and this one is my favorite.
Okay.
This is my kid and me. My
Okay,
favorite
this is the
snack.
go-to?
Yeah, on the road. Or just crumble
Oh, so these are the ones you can eat
Look,
like
look,
right out the thing.
look.
Okay.
She asked.
Mine now.
She said,
I'll take that.
"Mommy, can I eat it in a station?" I said, "Okay, yeah."
All right.
What flavor is that?
This one, it's gonna be the Oriental style. Here, I'm gonna have him read it first, okay? Don't worry, he's not gonna take
Go
it.
ahead for him.
Or you can give it to him, because
We could share.
We can open it up right now and try it.
I'll tell you what. I want to try it, and then I'll let you have the rest. How
Okay.
about that? That sound okay?
How about
Okay.
you crump it?
All right.
Yeah, do your thing.
Okay.
How would you eat it?
Oh, she's good. She's good.
Oh.
Did you lose a couple?
No.
That's
Yes,
right, we'll
you
get
lose a
'em.
couple.
Well, we'll get them. All right.
And what have we do? Here we go. Package.
Okay.
And see, these are cool because these might come with both the sauce, which is like a chili-based sauce, and also the seasoning.
You have to put.
So you actually, it's like a chili oil, so it actually adheres to the ramen.
What the heck?
when you
Okay.
do
The seasoning.
snack
So now
style.
this one is a dry mix, right?
Yeah, this
It's
is
dry.
basically
Okay.
ramen.
But you can cook. Don't look at it and like a son.
I'm curious. I want to try it. To be honest, I've never had ramen not like ramen, like just out of the bag like this. I've always.
But you got
That's without the seasoning.
Yeah,
that's without seasoning. Okay.
Because
I want to try it with seasoning too. So I'm just gonna try one without.
Which I'll tell you, that one with the seasoning, like she's doing dry style, real good. Roy and I sat here and killed a bag of it.
What are we doing?
I want to do it the way it's intended, though.
Yeah, and that's also good.
You know what these remind me of? The little what are they called? They're the little Asian. Noodle.
You're probably like chow mein noodles.
Chow mein, yeah, like the little. That's what. Oh, this with the seasoning.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't put the garlic away.
Oh.
Not need to.
Okay.
Oh, it's all good. Okay.
All right.
Try one here.
Try this one out.
That's my favorite.
And then the rest are Abby's.
Absolutely.
Abby got plenty at the store.
Oh man.
That's my snack.
That is so good. What
flavor is that?
This is
Oriental
flavor. Oh, wow. That is so good.
It is tasty.
Oh man.
I don't know if I call it Oriental flavor. I don't know what that means, but it's a good
No,
taste.
it doesn't give it to my.
I gotta ask Abby. I noticed when I came by to pick up my order the other day, you got her hard at work, and I found out that she is one of the people that trained your other employee.
Yes, she
because
is.
you showed her the ropes, which I thought that was pretty cool. There's an employee, I think early 20s maybe.
Yeah.
Floating around, and she's like, "Yeah, Abby trained me." I was just standing there like.
So can you cook, Abby?
This is awesome.
No.
No?
I'm too short.
I mean, but well, you don't need. You just cook on shorter counters.
There is no shorter counters.
Hey, where there's a will, there's a walk.
Well, let me ask. When someday your mom's going to be like, "I'm tired of running the store. I'm going to go and go off and go see the world." Are you going to take over the store?
She'll be taking me with her.
Oh. Maybe she's getting away from you. Maybe she's the reason she's going. She's like, I need a vacation from my kid.
By the time you're 18 to 20, trust me, you're going to be the one wanting the break.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be the one who, nope, you can't go do that.
But say in 20, 30 years, is it going to be Abby's Asian market?
I'm going to keep it as an Asian market.
Okay. But are you going to be the, you're going to come on the radio?
The heir apparent to the...
I'll be too old. But there'll be another guy probably equally as annoying sitting here, and you can talk to him about.
Yeah. That's what her goal. She wants to run the market.
Okay.
She wants to run that market, and she wants to run the
You
restaurant.
better learn to cook, though.
Right.
You better learn to cook because you got big shoes to fill there. Your mom has already kind of set the table, and people are going to be expecting certain food.
I'm just going to be sit down at the table by the cashier, rolling a silverware.
She's gonna be the one just chilling.
Yeah.
I've
Now.
always said you can always trust a fat guy when it comes to your snacks. You can always trust the daughter of a chef when it comes to your Asian snacks. I'm assuming because she grabbed for those like they were lifeblood. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another
flavor.
one.
Okay. Was this one we just tried? This is the pork version.
Yeah, that is my other favorite one too.
Okay.
But I cook that one because the noodle itself it doesn't have much flavor like this brand.
Yeah,
so it's more subtle.
This brand is got more flavor on the noodle itself.
Gotcha.
This one is kind of plain, so I love to cook that one first.
Okay. Now, these brand names that we have, are these like the big names in China or Thailand?
In Thailand.
Are they like Coca-Cola is here, or you know what I mean?
That.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and you have the line of Ramune sodas too, right?
Yeah.
The ones with the marble. Those are awesome.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
This is the snack that Abby reached for and grabbed for. These are I've never seen these either. Pineapple crackers or cookies.
That's pretty good. They're not too sweet.
Okay.
They're not too
Y'all gonna
sweet.
get me in trouble here.
I know it's a little like a sea salt maybe or a sesame seed on top.
Oh no,
Okay.
I think that's a sugar.
Okay.
That's sugar. A
It's
little
got
bit of
crystallized
sugar.
I know you want these. Pass them back to you, Abby.
Oh come on, Abby, we have to leave it here. You have a lot at the store.
But you never let me have it.
Yeah, Mom, let her have a shopping spree, and everything will be fine.
That was really
then
tasty.
all my profit is gonna go into her tummy.
Right.
That is gonna happen.
You know what this reminds me of? It's really tasty. It's almost like a candied version of a Fig Newton. Like if you malted a Fig Newton, like a Whopper and a Fig Newton together. And that's what this
Now
kind
that
of
you say
reminds
that,
me
you're
of.
absolutely right with the consistency of the fruit in the middle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very much
Really
like Fig
tasty.
Newton.
If you had, you read the label.
Yeah, it's pineapple, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't taste pineapple.
I taste the tropical side of it.
But yeah, but to me, it's almost like, you ever had a Fig Newton? They have like that. The middle is the same consistency, but it's not pineapple. It's fig, and then it's got a shortbread around it.
That's very good.
But the difference is the shortbread on this has got more of a crispy, airy to it, where theirs is more doughy.
I'm just gonna try that cookie itself. That is,
but it's really tasty.
That's
I like
very
it.
good.
Does that make sense? Like you bite into that and it's kind of air to it, crisp, kind of like when you bite into not a milk dud, a Whopper.
Okay.
Where it's got that air to it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Whereas the Fig Newton is more like bread.
It's almost like malted fruit, kind of.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
got that same, like the insides of that is almost the same consistency, and it's got that. They have different flavors. There's the fig one, which is the original, but I think they have apple and cherry and about 10 other
Oh,
ones.
they're probably almost the same. Huh?
That is, that's
But
fantastic. I can see why they're her favorites.
But those are good. I like those.
This one they got another flavor too. They got some durian flavor, but I didn't got it in because it's not so popular.
I'm curious.
It's really good.
You've obviously had durian fruit,
Yes.
correct? Now, is it legal to ship whole durian fruit to the United States? Because I heard it was illegal.
Okay, we have a lot. Okay, some other Asian market they have it a lot of the real durian,
Right.
But it's in the frozen section.
Is it the
I
same
don't-
taste wise as far as
No.
frozen? versus-
No. The best one is the one that you go and then
Straight fresh
look
off the tree.
look into up on the tree and then wait until it
I genuinely want to try it, but only because everybody tells me what it smells like, and that's got me interested. I'm like, okay, I'm willing to try it.
Durian in Thailand is the king fruit. And mangosteen is the queen fruit.
Okay.
Because they put durian. Durian have kind of like more like when you eat so much, you will be broad. You will be gas.
Sure. Okay.
Hot is hot.
It's
interesting.
It
So
is
it's more
hot.
hot and
fruit.
sweet?
Yeah, hot and sweet.
Okay.
If you eat so much, you might. Get
It may
sick.
get you gas.
Something
Yeah,
like
get
that.
you, yeah.
So mostly people after we eat durian, we eat mangosteen.
Okay.
After that, so
I've had mangosteen.
Kind of settles the stomach a
and
little
yes,
bit. Yeah.
kind of like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, see, that's all foreign to me. I love it.
Well, the thing that got it famous online is that it's supposed to. People say it smells like a rotting.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't have the most pleasant smell.
That's why it's not supposedly allowed in a lot of countries, is because people travel on subways and they travel with durian and it
No,
reeks.
for you to put durian on the airplane, no, that's not allowed.
Okay.
It's the fruit that they're not allowed on the airplane. Yeah, even they fry them. Sometimes they make from the young durian.
Okay.
It still got some smell in it when you put in the air conditioning room.
Think about how hungry the first person was to ever see that fruit and say, I'm going to eat that.
That's bad.
But you know what? Me, I go back to Thailand. I have to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last trip I go back to Thailand, I powdered like a small mountain.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because my brother is he's a food transport. He transports some food from point A to point B, and then he will know where is the best place to get this kind of. And I got it cheap.
He's the guy in the know.
And I kind of like, hey, give me this, and he asked me how much you want. Spend it all on that, and he powdered for me.
Wow.
So I'm curious, when you go back to Thailand, is there obviously durian, but is there a specific dish that you just can't get here that you instantly you land, you're like, I have to go here and I have to get this?
You know what? I probably can get some here, but probably it's not as fresh as the one that we got from over there. Because what we got over there is fresh. It's fresh.
Sure. And this
Chili,
is-
we go pick it up from the tree.
Here, it's
from
been
the
shipped
fruit.
on a boat or a plane
and
or
then
whatever. Yeah.
what kind of vegetable do you want to eat? You go to, like my mom's house, my dad's house. I just go behind the rice field and then pick it. It's grown.
See, and that's the difference right there, because when I go back to visit my family, my mind is, I want to go to Brahms, which is a burger restaurant that I remember from Oklahoma. So your thought is, I want to go home. I want to go back to mom and dad's.
Right.
crib.
Yes.
That makes sense. That's the difference right
Sure.
there.
Well, it's like even with my grandmother, growing up, and I'd go visit her, and she had like her blueberry bush in the backyard, and so we made. It was so much better because it came off a bush in her backyard. It wasn't from the grocery store, you know, and it makes a difference.
See the origin of your food, and you can see that by going through the market side at Asian Market.
And kind of like for us, just go right here, right next to the fence. My mom grow this, my dad grow this, and then you can just pick it up and then cook it and eat together. That's just the thing.
Right. What it is. And so
food from the ground? What?
No, food.
It grows?
Where your food
It grows on trees?
Where your food comes from, yeah.
I think some kind of fruit is from the ground, right?
Oh yeah.
You learn something
What is
every
that
day.
thing? What is that thing? Daikama?
Cucumbers. Are you talking about cucumbers?
No,
you're
The big-
daikon. Radish?
No, the white one.
Onion?
For Thai? No, I don't eat onion.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do we have onions growing in the...
Hey,
onion is a vegetable, right?
Some of it's for the customers, all right?
Some people like it.
Baby, onion and carrot just for customer.
There you go.
Not a carrot fan either?
No.
No? I do love carrots.
Really?
I do.
No.
I do. Raw, cooked, I eat them.
No, not me.
I'm a carrot fan.
So
Bugs Bunny.
what's your favorite of like the dishes that you cook up that you serve? What is your go-to?
Mine is I always go with seafood.
Really? Okay.
I'm only
yeah.
here for the food.
Glass noodle salad and a seafood salad.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
Right.
Okay. All seafood.
That's your go-to.
Squid, shrimp.
Which, by the way, she does have seafood in the
Yes,
frozen
I
section,
do.
or fish and some squid and things like that. It varies depending on what's available.
Right,
But, yeah.
right now, my frozen is kind of, we have a little issue there. So on the frozen product, it might be running low on some.
Okay.
So
check back if you're missing something you've been looking for. Okay.
So I try to get it fixed, and then we're gonna get it back into it
Well,
again.
It is 110 out and things break.
Here's a weird product question for you. Do you have century eggs?
What? Oh yeah.
Do you carry
Well,
those?
It's called thousand years old egg.
Okay.
What is a 1,000-year-old
So what
egg?
it is, it's not a century. It's not 100 years old or 1,000 years. What
Yeah.
they do is they take an egg and they bury it in sand.
Okay.
And then it like goes through a fermentation process, and it like.
Do they bury it with things like vinegar or something?
I don't know if they ferment it. Is it
Sounds like kimchi, but
I think
in
it's
egg
kind of made
form.
like in a kimchi form.
Okay.
This is from duck egg.
Okay. So they use a duck egg.
They use the duck egg.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I have heard, I really not know for sure, but I have it
Right.
on my shelves.
Okay.
And I will tell you how to eat it when you go over there and grab it.
Do you like it?
I personally like it.
Okay.
Some people don't.
Can you eat it
Take
like out of the can, or do you have to cook it?
out of the shell, right?
It's out of the shell,
Crack the
yeah.
shell and
Oh,
eat it
okay.
straight.
It's going to be in the pink and red packet.
Okay.
It's come with 6 pieces of the duck egg.
So you can, in theory, crack it, peel it, and eat it.
Yes.
Like a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the gray ones?
The gray one? That's the same thing, I think.
They're aliens.
They're just different brands.
Oh, we're talking about egg. This one, she eat quail egg.
Okay.
Okay.
Quail egg.
I try it. I've never had it. So.
They're little.
They're very
tiny.
small. Yeah, it takes a
Uh-huh.
lot of quail eggs to equal one chicken egg, I'd imagine.
I would
I
guess.
really don't know.
It's like the M&Ms of eggs. It's like eating egg M&Ms.
Yeah.
I just saw the time. We need to wrap this up
Okay.
here. But
All right.
come by today for
Yes,
Asian
sir.
Market. Come by for lunch here. You'll be opening up here in just a little bit as soon as she gets out of here and heads back down to the
To the store.
But give the store hours and give the
Okay.
market hours and the restaurant hours.
Okay. The restaurant hour is only Monday to Saturday.
Okay.
11 to 6.
All right.
And store hour is gonna be Monday to Saturday, 10 to 6.
Very good.
On Sunday will be only 12 to 6.
Okay.
Restaurant will be closed every Sunday.
Okay.
Please follow me on Facebook. 'Cause,
Yes. Anytime you got specials or
yes,
hours
and
need
then
to
an
change
hour
sometimes.
change, the day that I need to close, and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, you got you've got events, things coming up, and so you're gonna have to close
Right.
stores and things. So
Yeah.
so like and follow it. That way you
Yes.
can kind of see when new things come in, but
Yes.
also if it's one of those days where she can't be open that day, you'll know before you try to head that way.
Okay.
And then don't forget, if you're waiting right now at 10 o'clock, she's on her way. She'll be there in a minute.
And the phone number for the store is 575-840-5309. I'm not singing today.
Not
okay?
singing today.
I wouldn't
See, now I cannot not hear
Now
the singing.
everybody gonna wait. Is she gonna sing?
To be honest, when you do it now, I'm expecting the singing.
Really?
I'm like,
Okay.
oh, she didn't sing it.
FOO 5309.
Hey, I'm telling you, for
Now
a good
it's
time,
right.
call that number.
Yeah.
You'll have a great lunch and a good time.
Well, that's how I remember the number. I'm like, what's her number again? Oh, yeah, 5309. Yeah, I do it. Yeah, I do it. So. Well, Snook, always thank you for visiting. Thank you for bringing us all this stuff. And thank you. And Abby, time to get to work. You got to go open the shop up now.
Aprons on.
Yeah.
And good luck in school, even though I know you're not excited about going. But good luck. You got to learn a bunch of stuff so you can take over the market when your mom's done. So you got to learn all that stuff. You got to learn the math and everything, so the books balance and all that. So, good deal. Well, thank you as always, Nook. We'll see you next time.
You're welcome.
Now your Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Zarello. One person killed, another injured after a shootout Sunday with sheriff's deputies and various law enforcement agencies in New Mexico. It happened in Las Cruces, where deputies had been pursuing a truck that got off I-25 with a blown-out tire. That truck was pulling an open trailer that appeared to be transporting people. The truck with the flat tire refused to stop for police at first, but finally did pull over. As deputies were trying to get people out of the trailer to safety, the driver of the truck opened fire. Deputies returned fire, wounding the man. He later died of his injuries. A woman who was shot by the driver is doing okay today at a hospital. The summer reading program in Roswell continues at the Roswell Public Library, and you can still sign up to track your reading for prizes. For adults and teens, the winners of the last ticket drawing will be announced on Tuesday of this week, and the last day to pick up the prizes will be July 22nd. You're up to date. I'm Jared Zarello.
More than 50 million Americans live with chronic pain. If you're experiencing pain that interferes with your daily life, Artesia General Hospital can help. Dr. Casey Della Barca and our compassionate team of providers treat a variety of conditions, including arthritis, back and neck pain, migraines, neuropathy, and more. We offer advanced procedures and comprehensive therapy, and we personalize treatment plans to help you get back to living a quality life. Request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/pain.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio, KEND Roswell.
And good morning. We're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. Stay tuned next hour. Artist Greg Birch and also Elliot Rodriguez from Lone Depot. All that coming up next hour. So we're going to look at paintings and talk about homes. So busy hour next hour. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Do not go away. Por favor. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Torrential rains in the Northeast caused flash flooding that claimed at least 5 lives in Pennsylvania over the weekend. Authorities say 2 children are missing.
Tragically, we are looking for 2 children from the same family. One boy who is 9 months, one female who's his older sister who is 2.
That's Upper Makefield Fire Chief Tim Brewer in Washington Crossing, Pennsylvania. Other parts of the East Coast faced heavy rain, including Vermont. And yesterday's strong storms also led to hundreds of flight cancellations at airports in the New York City area. In the Southwest, the weather headline is oppressive heat. In California's Death Valley yesterday, the temperature reached 128 degrees. A 23-year-old police rookie was killed in North Dakota over the weekend. Fargo Police Chief David Zabalski says officers came under fire after a traffic accident.
For whatever reason, this individual began firing at them, striking 3 of them. They also fired shots at the firefighters who were also on scene attending to the crash victims.
Some of the lower polling GOP presidential candidates are getting creative to win the number of donors they need to qualify for next month's Republican primary debate.
Businessman Vivek Ramaswamy is offering people 10% of what they can bring in from additional donors. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum's offering MasterCard and Visa gift cards. And Miami Mayor Francis Suarez is offering donors a chance to see the debut of soccer legend Lionel Messi later this week. A federal elections lawyer says fundraising raffles are not prohibited, but an ethics expert says some of these ideas are skirting the law. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Wall Street is higher in early trading. More at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
In politics, former President Donald Trump is touting his position as the frontrunner for the 2024 GOP presidential nomination.
It's no surprise that we're very big in the polls, very, very big. We have been like a rocket ship.
Mr. Trump's remarks from the Turning Point Action Convention Saturday night, the RealClearPolitics.com average, has the former president leading Florida Governor Ron DeSantis by 53% to 20.6%. On the Democrat side, President Joe Biden has a similar large lead of 64% to 14% over Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for the Democratic nomination. In a race that's shaping up to a rematch of 2020, Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump are only 0.2% apart at 43%, a statistical dead heat, with Mr. Biden's job approval averaging only 42%. George Williams reporting.
News and analysis online at townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. UPS is making strike preparations as union workers get their picket signs ready.
UPS is gearing up for a possible strike a little more than a week after contract talks between the company and the union representing 340,000 workers broke down. In anticipation of a walkout, Big Brown says it will begin training many of its non-union employees in the U.S. to step in if picket lines go up by the end of the month, which the Teamster-represented UPS workers vowed to do if no contract agreement is reached. Rhonda Rockstra reporting.
Air quality alerts have been posted for several states stretching from Montana to Ohio because of smoke blowing in from Canadian wildfires. The National Weather Service said the alerts are in place for much of the Great Lakes, Midwest, and northern High Plains. People in sensitive groups are encouraged to limit their time outside in those affected areas. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. The deuce of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's Monday.
Good. It's Monday. Triple digits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of hot.
I read a list last hour of 5 tips on how to avoid swamp crotch this summer.
Oh, move to a different
yeah, pretty much move. Antiperspirants and powders, folks. Do not talcum, because that's bad for you now.
Is it?
Oh, you didn't hear it? There's like a whole thing.
I missed that.
Like talcum powder was like causing cancer, so like they don't sell it anymore. Johnson & Johnson got into a big old stink over it. Actually, Johnson & Johnson's been in the news a lot lately.
Do they have baby powder?
They make
just not talcum anymore. Or?
Yeah, it's basically their baby powder, talcum powder. The powder that they were using was found to be a carcinogen. I guess word is that they knew it was a carcinogen. They continued to use it in their products, and that's hence the lawsuit. But actually, Johnson & Johnson in the news over the weekend or last week because they tried to push forward on holding on to the patent that they have had for like 30 years for the vaccine for tuberculosis.
Oh, really?
I guess it's coming up on the expiration of their patent so that
it goes public or
other
whatever.
manufacturers can make generic versions of it. But they were trying to push it forward to like 2027. And basically a bunch of agencies got together and said, what are you doing? And Johnson & Johnson reneged, and now they're going to make generic tuberculosis drugs available to folks. So,
cool. Ask for it by name.
That's right. Well, it's not as big of a deal here in America because we've gotten that on lock. But there's large swaths of the world that are still severely affected by tuberculosis.
Can't wait till I get my TB meds at Walmart on the counter.
That's right. The only interaction I've ever had.
Sam's Choice TB med.
You ever had a TB test?
Yeah, absolutely, lots of them.
I was
in the military.
It's very, of course, yeah. It's very odd how it's like it's like a square block of needles.
Yeah, and then you got to come back a couple days later
so
and
they can check them. Yeah,
I had to do that several times.
What kind of magic are you looking for in that magic eye puzzle?
I guess.
If more than 3 of them are swollen, I think that's what it's a sign.
And if you've ever had TB, you can't take a TB test. You'll come back positive every time.
Really?
If you've ever had it, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's certain people that TB tests don't work on.
Can you get tuberculosis, lose it, or cure it, and then get it again?
Or I think you can at least manage it. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if it's curable or if it's just
something
manageable. I honestly don't know.
It's like with COVID. It's like, remember how there was like some people, I mean, maybe I had it at one point. I don't honestly know. Some of my friends, it was like every other week they were down.
Yeah.
Some got like 4 times.
It's just immune system.
It's crazy.
Some people bodies can fight it. Some people don't.
Is it because I used to play in a crick?
I think it's a lot of things.
I mean, I got to imagine I've just put so much nonsense in my body.
And to be honest, I don't think that's because I'm of the theory that you got to rub some dirt in it sometimes. You know, I'm of that. You know, you got to expose the body to some of these things so your body can build antibodies and all that. That's to a point. Obviously, it's like back in the day when you got chicken pox as a kid. And they were like, well, let's get it out of the way now. Let's go take so-and-so over to so-and-so's house to get them chicken pox. So
parties. What's messed up about that is you're damaging. I mean, not only are you getting rid of, you're getting rid of the chicken pox now, but shingles only happens if you had chicken pox as a child.
Exactly.
So you're sort of cursing them for a future generation.
Well, but the other school of thought is chicken pox is much less severe for children than adults.
True. Shingles is much more severe for adults.
Well, shingles are only exclusively to adults.
Right, but it sucks. I've never experienced it. Yeah. I lived with someone who had it, and it was awful.
Well, I'm now at the age where I need to start getting the vaccine.
I don't know that I ever had chicken pox as a kid, though.
Really? You don't remember having it?
I don't recall having it.
I was 17, 18 when I got chicken pox.
Like, do you remember being sick, or do you remember somebody just saying you had chicken pox?
No. See, I was, like I said, I was 18. I was actually working at a meat room. When I went to work, it was like a Saturday morning. I was doing my thing.
Get beef pox.
Well, then, and then like a couple hours in my shift, I'm getting itchy and stuff. I look and there's a bunch of red dots on my chest, and they said, "Yep, go home." And I kind of knew it was coming because my brother had gotten chicken pox like the week before, and I'd never had it. Yes.
Really?
That's why they send kids over with the kids.
Yeah.
And,
So that right there, the fact that I didn't know it was contagious tells me I never had it.
Yeah.
I would have known. I feel like I paid a little attention as a kid.
But they say if you get chickenpox as an adult, it's much worse. Now, I was 18, so I was right there in the middle.
God, that made me itchy just you talking about it.
I was out of commission for about a week, if I remember right, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, I've got, there's a dent in my forehead that's still a chickenpox scar from...
Oh, is that what that's from?
Yeah,
okay.
That's a chickenpox scar.
I got into a discussion last night about my my dad, because I'm about the age where I remember seeing him and his skin for the first time and realizing, God, he's pockmarked like crazy.
Yeah.
And it was because
some of it's acne.
He had severe acne, and I never knew that until literally last night.
When I was right here.
Yeah. That's one of the
kid.
places I will say I was largely blessed as a kid. I never had acne. I had zits. I got zits sometimes, but I never had acne.
No, I had a pretty bad there, like freshman, junior, or sophomore year of high school. Yeah,
I'm really tempting the gods with all these things I never had.
Attacked by that plague.
I got to stop saying all the stuff I never had, or I'm going to come down with chickenpox and acne over the next week.
So much Oxy-10 in the bathroom.
Now, I do remember buying those the sheets, the
pads.
The pads,
the little Tux medicated pads, but they were
that was just because I had
Oxy-10.
like a bad zit or something.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was just like rubbing alcohol, because if you just open that Oxy-10, it just smelled like rubbing alcohol to me. I don't know if it.
Well, that's all it was drying out the affected area.
Well, now they have more advanced stuff. And what's that one that they were hawking for about 10 years? Yeah, that one. I'm guessing that's still a thing.
Yeah, it is, and they've actually like improved the formula. I had that conversation like a month ago. I'm like, wait, Proactive is still a thing?
Yeah.
I thought after Justin Timberlake got rid of it,
I think
it
it took out Oxy-10. Like back in our day, you get Oxy-10
and back in the day, it was like this revolutionary call, not available in stores. You can find that stuff everywhere now. It's basically it existed beyond the patent, and so now everybody's
now it's in
manufacturing.
Walgreens and every other place. So.
Pretty much.
We do have a busy hour this hour. Waiting in the wings of our studio here, artist Greg Birch, local artist. He's been on the show a couple times. He's donated and gave you and I several pieces of art.
He's really classed up the place.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot more actual artwork around here.
I think
Not
we
just
have
like
paste around here.
Not just like wrestling figures.
Yeah, we're complete morons, but it makes us look better.
I'm literally thinking I need to get this framed because I haven't seen it yet. I told him, I said I want it to be evergreen. Don't show me.
Well, I don't want to see it. That's
But
why
I
I've
saw
deliberately
yours.
stayed in here and stayed out of the way.
When Greg comes in, we just put blinders on.
I've deliberately, said, all right, I want to be visceral, everything on air. So
Yeah.
I've deliberately stayed in here to not see anything by accident. So, but Greg's going to join us. He's got some artwork for us, and then we'll get an update, talk a little bit about what he's been up to. Of course, he was last time we talked to him, he was having some pieces going to a Cowboy Hall of Fame and all that. So we'll get an update since then. Also this hour, Elliot Rodriguez with Loan Depot will join us. He pops in each month and gives us sage buying advice. He's the guy you go to get the money to get the house.
He's got all the money. It's
like
just
the one, he's got a big like Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck, exactly. He swims in it every night.
Vault that he swims in. No. He's the mortgage lender. He's the guy that helps you get the money, the one you're supposed to see before you talk to the real estate agent. So Elliot will give us his cavalcade of useful information here in just a bit.
One of my favorite clips from Family Guy is Peter jumping into the Scrooge McDuck vault, slamming into the gold, like breaking his neck and bleeding.
Thinking it's not
He's like, why did I think this was a liquid? It's a great many pieces of solid matter that provides a barrier for me to land on.
But how many kids in the 80s wanted to swim through money like
And
it was?
Spit it out sometimes.
Yeah, it was very it was almost like synchronized swimming and everything. Yeah, they made it look so pleasurable. Yeah. But if you actually tried it, not to mention that money's dirty. It's like way worse than a ball pit as far as diseases go.
Bazinga.
All right, it is 8:16. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Very hot for the next couple of days, at least right on through midweek and into Thursday. We're expecting our highs today to be around 108 with sunshine. It might be a little bit breezy. Overnight, a few clouds, our low in the mid-70s, and then we'll be hitting about 110 for the afternoon high on Tuesday. And again on Wednesday, we'll stay sunny, 105 on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 82 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 35%. Winds currently out of the south at 10 miles per hour. Heat advisory for today. officially kicking in at noon through 8 p.m. this evening. Another reminder that it is hotter than all get out there, and will continue this week, especially for the first half. Sunny, 108 for today, south winds 10 to 15. Partly cloudy and 74 tonight with south winds 10 to 15. Tuesday, sunny and 111 tomorrow. Winds out of the south 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny, 110 for a high, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mostly sunny and 105. Friday, mostly sunny, 102. And then Saturday, we might be sub 100. 98 is what they're calling for a high on Saturday. And then Sunday, sunny and 101. So maybe you go and bust out a light sweater for your Saturday. Pulling out just in case. All right, it is 17 minutes after 8. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break. Then Greg Birch, local artist, will join us here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
A good night's sleep is so important, and issues like sleep apnea make falling asleep and staying asleep nearly impossible, but we can help. I'm Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. With the help of a simple oral appliance, your sleepless nights could be a thing of the past. But don't take my word for it, just ask Lainey.
My name is Lainey Smith. I wasn't surprised when I found out I had sleep apnea simply because I had a horrible sleep pattern. I attempted to use the machine and it drove me nuts and I could not sleep with it. And then that's when Dr. Agar told me about the oral appliance. I would suspect I've been using it for 2 years now. In all of that time, I've had less than 10 poor nights of sleep. It's a complete game changer. I feel a lot better because I sleep.
This simple appliance can change your life. Call us today to set up your appointment so you can finally get the good night's sleep you need.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 575-622-4455.
Most of the problems that people have with plants comes down to basic farm management. That means knowing what to plant and when to plant it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Planting at the wrong time usually leads to disappointment and heartache, sort of like your first love. But planting at the right moment puts Mother Nature on your side, and that makes growing things easier and a whole lot more fun. So before you plant anything, come to see us at Roswell Seed, or just give it a try and hope for the best. It gives me a chance to say, I told you so.
Do you struggle with acne, eczema, or worry about skin cancer? Research suggests that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the age of 70, but when detected early, 99% of skin cancer cases are curable. At Epiphany Dermatology of Roswell, we place special emphasis on prevention, screening, and treatment. So schedule your annual skin exam by calling us at 575-208-7050 or by visiting our website at epiphanydermatology.com and get checked today. Prevention is key.
I was driving home from work.
I was heading out to meet my friends.
I was thinking about what I would make for dinner.
I was just changing the station on my radio.
I was checking my cell phone.
I was only trying to change lanes.
I never saw him.
I never saw him. I never saw that motorcycle.
Until it was too late.
Unfortunately, sometimes drivers don't notice motorcycles on the road until it's too late. Be aware. Always look for motorcycles, because it's their road too.
Sponsored by NMDOT and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and this station.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, local artist Greg Birch back with us. Good morning, Greg. How you doing today?
Hot.
Well, if you're not hot, then we want to know the secret.
Yeah,
so.
if you're not hot, then you're humid.
Because you are officially the richest man in the region, if you can figure that one out. But for folks that may not remember, Greg's been on the show multiple times, and local artist, and he's actually given Sean and I several paintings, the ones you see if you watch on video. The more recent one is the one you kind of see in picture. The other one's kind of, the original one you gave me, it's here, but it's not best viewed on camera there, just where it's located. We only have so many inches of space behind me, and we try to crowbar them in. But, of course, we actually met when you donated a painting to local veterans. That's what kind of started getting you on the radio talking to us.
Yes,
and then
Mr. Lee.
And which that the veterans group, the American Legion Post, they love that thing, and they still, they have it and everything there. It's really cool. But
and I thank you guys for that.
And it's one of the nicer pieces that are in the American Legion facility. But that's your day job. This is what you do. You pay the bills by being an artist, and you've got I would say you're kind of you kind of do a lot of stuff, but I think you're a little Southwest centric. I mean, for the most part, but you go history, you go kind of more. I don't know what's the term, just abstract, maybe a little bit. That's the probably.
Yes, sir. I try to do all the art.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason and Young. He runs a Facebook page called the Pals of Billy the Kid.
Okay.
And lots of times whenever I run into a little bit of a crunch with some history stuff that, okay, maybe I need to do a little bit more research on, I can go straight to him, straight to the source.
So he's like when you hit the wall or you're kind of the well's running dry,
yes.
He can kind of help you, put you back on track.
Exactly.
So gotcha.
Him or Brandon Dixon up in Lincoln that does the tours up there. But other than the history, the abstract, like that Dragon Zia with the eye right there, I like to go there.
Which that changes colors for folks. You don't realize that
transitions.
If you remember, like the old, because I grew up in age of Slurpees and 7-Eleven.
Right.
They used to give the little coins that they would stick underneath the cup, and they'd all have that little change thing. And a lot of times it'd be Star Wars or whatever movies. But it's a painting that can do the same thing. Basically, it's really cool.
Yes, sir. And these last few months, man, I have burned up the highway.
So you've been putting in the frequent driving miles, huh?
Man. I tell you what, no downtime.
If you need to know what gas prices around the state are, Greg's been following them.
And Colorado, yes. And got up there to the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame. So New Mexico's in there.
Awesome.
And it was well received.
I saw some of the pictures online, and look really, really nice, the facility there. And
it's big.
Yeah.
It is big.
It's kind of... It's weird because you think of rodeos and cowboys and you think of West and all that, and this, I mean, it's got that obviously, but because it's a museum area, it's got that modern-y museum look to it. So you're like, it kind of reminds me of that movie from the 80s with Woody Harrelson and where they're the cowboys from New Mexico that go out to New York City to solve a crime or whatever. The Cowboy Way?
Cowboy Way.
Yeah. It almost reminds me of like Cowboys in New York City a little bit, where you're kind of like, what are y'all doing here?
Right. I'm with you.
But obviously, the really cool and honor for you to have some pieces in there. And so when people go to really study the lore and history of rodeo and everything, your art is a little part of that. And that's really cool.
Exactly, and it was nice to be in there with some of the heroes that I grew up with as a kid watching. Because my family was pretty big into the rodeo.
Okay. Did you ever try it as a kid? Like, were you a rodeo person?
Well, I was up around animals, but some of my other family members did. I didn't quite have that knacking to break my neck.
You got to be a little nuts to get on a bull, or even a wild bronc. None of the above I want nothing to do.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, mutton busting I'm a little leery on. But
yeah, exactly. There's your child endangerment.
Whenever you're relying on the good graces of an animal to determine your fate for the next 8 seconds.
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you. But no, I can honestly say that I was one of the chosen few that God decided riding animals would not be my thing.
Yeah, I'll paint them, but I'm not going to ride them.
Exactly.
So. Well, good deal. So you've been back and forth and kind of promoting your works and having it displayed in various facilities around the Southwest here, which is really cool.
Got back from Fort Sumner just last week. They got a painting that is of Billy the Kid.
Nice.
It's at the Chamber of Commerce there.
Okay.
They want me to do some other paintings.
Well, that's usually how it works, right? You get one in the door, and everyone's like, "Hey, can you commission a few more for us?"
Exactly. But see, it's the only one that's in the Chamber of Commerce up there.
That's really cool.
Is of Billy the Kid.
Good deal.
So, yeah, it was well received.
So, do you always worry, or do you ever worry that like people are gonna like pigeonhole you a little bit? Like if you go and you're like, because you're doing paintings for the rodeo and thing. People are like, oh, he's a Southwest painter, and sure, you paint a lot of Southwest stuff, but I would not classify you as a Southwest painter. You kind of,
universal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, is that a worry, or you just don't care? It's like, hey, I paint what I feel like painting, and whatever happens, happens.
Well, I don't like to stick in one genre.
Gotcha.
Because if I do competitions, which I'm trying to get a competition right now that is kind of like, like the country singers going on tour. And I'm trying to get a bunch of painters from across the globe that I'm friends with. And we just do an open competition. Now, I feel like that it's going to go good, but most of these competitions, what I've ran into and what I've seen is a lot of that stuff is bought before you even get into the door.
Yeah, it's what you know or who you know.
The more money that you put in, the more that you get the accolade.
Sure.
Sorry to say it, but it's just how it is.
Unfortunately, a lot of life is like that. You buy your way in, and everyone, fake it, pay for it till you make it, kind of thing.
Exactly.
And and unfortunately, that's kind of the rule, not the exception, in a lot of circles in life. It just is.
So most of the guys that and there's a couple of ladies that I'm looking at trying to get in. Their biggest pitfall right now is that because I'm so different, it's not fair to them because they're stuck to one genre.
Sure.
That's it. To whereas I can give you that Dragon Zia, and then I can give you a Billy the Kid.
Right.
But when you see your painting, you're going to be like...
It'll be another level, huh?
Okay.
Because I do know this. I know the subjects of our paintings. Family with Sean's children. I'm being a big Metallica fan, so I know those are the themes.
Yeah.
Which are completely opposite of each other,
and
opposite of what and opposite of what some of your other stuff you normally do too. So I imagine it's a bit of a soup sandwich up in your head when you have to go jump back and forth to some of that stuff.
It's fun. It is fun. And like I said, y'all was painted at the same time.
That's cool. You just did it.
So you go from one color palette to another color palette. We had to do that in art school.
See, I botch that. I'm like, there's like some people can like have two books going at once. I'm not one of those people. I need to read one, and I talked to the librarians, and they're like, I'm reading 6 books right now. I was like, how do you keep up? I can't.
Well, and it's funny because I am dyslexic.
So maybe it's just your body, your mind processes things and stuff. That's why I always, when it comes to teaching things, not all two people learn the same way, and that's where we're kind of. Sure, there's one way, and a lot of people can go that way. But if you can't, don't get off the horse here. Try a different angle.
Well, and like Tuff Hedeman said, and it was pretty funny. He was saying that with Lane Frost. You know who Lane Frost?
Yes, the 8 Seconds. If you ever seen that movie, it was based off his life. Yeah.
Well, Tuff Hedeman says, back in the '80s, and this is how much time has changed. That. They would be going down the road and they would see these signs, and Tuff would point it out to Lane about these signs, and Lane would get real aggravated with him and tell him something. And he said it came to the point that I guess they got into a little bit of a spat, and Tuff just said, it was a shame that in the '80s we just couldn't call people stupid because he was dyslexic. Lane was dyslexic,
right?
And they just couldn't diagnose stupid. He always made a joke out of that.
That's cowboy wisdom right there.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's when y'all see y'all's two paintings, I mean they're night and day. They're totally separate. And this open competition thing that I wanted to try to do, it would be good for one turn with the audience, because then after that, then you're getting into people in the crowd are going to start to have their favorite artist.
Sure.
So then as you start turning around the
popularity
nation,
contest.
It's going to be popularity. So that wouldn't go over.
Sure. But to get people's foot in the door for a one-time thing or at least, turn people on to art, because that's, at the end of the day, you just want to get the bug in them.
Yep.
And they take it wherever they go with it.
Wherever you go.
That's the beauty of art is
You're the limit.
Yeah. And that's why when you were talking earlier about people kind of pigeonhole themselves and you kind of feel bad for them. And I'm like, well, at the end of the day, and I get in trouble for saying that all the time, you're the one who decides that. If you don't like that Greg's doing it, then you do it the way Greg's. I mean, that's
exactly.
You're the one who gets to control that, and that's the when we live in this world of people kind of jealous or hating on other people. I'm like, you can do that too if you want to. The only one stopping you from doing that is you
and
your
takes
own
a lot of time,
limitations and things you've built up in your head, and that's the lesson we all have to learn sometimes.
And then at the Alien Festival, I got out there. That was fun, man. It was fun. It was nothing intentional, and I got to meet a lot of people. There was about 5 or 6, maybe, that was followers of my work that was here. There was one lady from Australia.
Oh, wow.
Got to sign some shirts. It was pretty cool. Nothing set up.
Just all organic.
Just spontaneous. And... she does she done a Billy the Kid painting on the side of a building over there in Australia, in Sydney, and that was pretty cool. And she was showing that to me and just saying the inspirations and all this kind of stuff. And it's pretty cool to inspire people.
Absolutely.
And it really is.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think that's what it's about.
And I imagine that's probably, one of the things that kind of gets your juices going when someone sees your painting and sees their interpretation or reaction to it. And you're like, I don't care if you get what I get. I just want you to get something out of it. You
get
know
something.
what I mean?
Do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Something is better than nothing.
And that's art. And, it's because you look at, that's art. You get one painting sitting on a wall and 20 people looking at it. You're going to get 20 different opinions on what they think of that piece of work.
Exactly. And that's always moving and fluid.
Yeah. And that's art. And to be honest, you might get the same 2 people looking at it one day and then come back a month later and they think something different completely of it than they did the first time, just because nuances and things they may not realize the first time. And that's art.
Exactly. And then the fun things are, whenever I start to do the history paintings and the places around New Mexico. And these buildings don't change.
Yeah.
And they're getting lost to history. And it's fun to be the one to sit there and say, okay, this is what these buildings look like.
Sure. Or maybe even spark the history or inspire someone to go do their own. I mean, I'm a history buff, but I'm a history buff because as a kid I read books and watched movies that interest me, and I was like, oh, dang, I'd love to learn more about Billy the Kid, or I'd love to learn more about Apollo program, whatever it is, that the things that I were into, or Gettysburg, that was another big one.
Exactly.
And that's how I did it, because I saw a movie or something that may have even been fictional, but it was tied to the era, and it just sparked my interest.
And that's more history. The more that we're digging out there, the more that we're finding that there was a lot of history that was unsaid, undone.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool.
Absolutely.
Is to bring that to light.
The history that doesn't make it into the textbook, per se.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the real history that, that's passed on from the people that lived and worked the earth at the time.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. Well, hey, Sean, you here? I see Sean going back. Okay. So Greg has 2 paintings. One that he's, and I think for Sean, it's based off one of his Facebook photos of his family, his daughter, and then mine is Metallica based here. So who would you like to debut first?
Well, we'll do Sean's.
Sean's first. All right.
Now, I asked him beforehand. I said I want this to be evergreen. I want to see this for the first time on the air. So I'm gonna get my phone ready.
Yeah, neither one of us have seen anything. I've seen the backs of them. That's what I saw him bring them in. The back of the canvas there. So I have not seen anything. So
I'm set up to record, and I am recording.
Ooh,
all right, brother. Here you go.
Oh man!
Oh my God!
How cool is that? You know what I love? I love that the back.
Dude, I got goosebumps so hard.
That is so cool.
God!
I love that you went with the color background and the black and white for the faces and everything. I love that two-tone. That's really cool.
Painting
that's graphite and oil.
Raise it up a little bit so they can see it. Yeah.
God, that's amazing.
How cool is that?
Go over to the camera here so we can see it. We got 2 cameras. Okay, over here. Look at this. No, other shot. There we go.
How cool is that?
That is so awesome. Oh my God, I have to get this framed.
That is so cool.
This is.
What do you think Rhiannon's going to react?
Oh, dude, she's going to lose it. This is the greatest. Oh my God.
I think he's going to tear up a little bit.
I'm about to tear up. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, brother.
Good job, Greg.
Holy.
Thank you.
I mean, that is awesome.
Wow, that's
now I gotta get
that's timeless. That'll be with him till the day he dies.
The story behind this thing is my dogs, I had this painting completed. I mean, I was doing yours. But I was finishing up on this one, and I sent Sean a text. And my dogs went by, and there is a little bit of red right here. Sorry.
Well, that's okay.
But my inks are sitting on my table, and my dogs came by on the table that I have where I'm working with my paintings. Ran right into the table. Ink went all over that first painting. And with graphite, you can't do that.
Oh, sure.
Because if you touch these faces, they just smear. Oil prints.
Yeah, he warned me before. He's like, don't put your hands on it or anything because you can smear. But
this is oil and graphite.
That is awesome.
So when it comes to portraits like this, is there a specific way they have to be framed? Or, I mean, because like I don't know if I like put it into a picture frame, is it going to work? I mean, do I have should I get it professionally framed?
That would be totally up to you.
Okay.
Because
it works either way.
Either way, if you tell somebody to professionally do it, they can wear gloves.
Okay.
If they know anything about graphite.
Sure.
I would hope so.
Exactly.
They are professional framers.
They'll be able to touch it gently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you do it, just know that just do your edges and don't touch here.
Right.
You're good.
I can't stop looking. That is amazing. Greg, thank you
brother,
so
thank
much.
you.
Dude,
Thank you for having me on here.
That's awesome.
Thank you, guys.
That looks really good. I know
got goosebumps.
That's going to be something he has the rest of his life, and then his daughter will have probably after Sean's left this earth. So
And now
that's
we
really
got
cool.
yours.
All right, this is the Metallica
boom,
one.
Mandatory Metallica Monday.
All right.
Now, yours took research, man.
Okay. Took a little digging.
And we're going to see if you can pick up what I actually did before I
Okay.
to you.
Oh wow, I do. So the Justice Scales. This
There
is
you
like
go.
this is like going through an album cover
Collage almost?
Yes, because you can definitely see the Justice Scales.
Right.
Some of the, let me see if I can point out some of the puppets or ride the lightning all through it.
There
So
you
that's
go.
definitely one.
Is
The chains
I
are the
kind of
master
are the puppet strings also work as the scales.
Looks
Justice.
nothing like the original album covers.
Yes, it does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? That is awesome. Thank you.
It's shades of all of them. Now, is the
Yeah.
name from
Now
any
look at the
specific?
Metallica, the further back.
Oh wow!
Looks like it comes right off the board.
Yeah,
Oh,
it does.
that's
It gives it a 3D
crazy.
look to it. That is so cool.
Now, but is the Metallica name from any specific album or?
No.
What I'm doing is because he was talking about this new album that came out.
The 72 Seasons. Yeah.
Yes. And so I was given basically the resurgence of Metallica.
Yeah.
The lightning coming
Okay.
back in. And they're
Right.
saying,
Yeah.
because everybody was trying to wove them up like most bands back
That
in
is
the day.
so cool.
Close them up, they go to
and
the
they
backdrop,
bust it out.
And they're starting to open back up. And here's the new album.
They should put
And
the,
I'm
should put-
saying research.
just take a picture, put it online, and see if Metallica happens to get some eyeballs on that.
You
Well, that's
really
what I'm
should.
doing today.
Right? There you go.
I'm trying to get into some albums.
That's
I gotta,
right.
I gotta tag. Hey, tag Metallica on this. So,
If you'll
Here
listen
you
to
go.
it-
awesome. Thank
is
you so much. That is
amazing.
beautiful.
You are really
Oh,
a talented
man.
artist. That is
thank you.
fantastic. Absolutely. How long have you been doing this?
Altogether, well, I'm 51, so probably 42 years.
Okay, so you started pretty young.
Yeah.
I love the silhouettes and the lightning too. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
Well, I hope you like it, man.
I love it.
Did you see how I done the lead singers?
Yes, with James here.
Yes, sir.
That is so cool. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stare at this for an hour.
I got to tell you, I'm blown away because this is an
That is so
amazing
cool.
piece.
Now, I want y'all to see something before. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I did
No,
not mean
but
to interrupt.
That's okay.
Hold them two paintings and look how night and day different they are.
And that's what I was
at
just gonna
once.
say is that you can take these amazing abstract designs or something
Yeah.
like this or the buffalo here, but then that you can take a photo and actually capture the detail so perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean that takes some serious skill.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank
That's
you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I can't draw stick figures successfully. That's
I couldn't get the Metallica logo right to the.
So tell me the
thing.
truth, Mike. Was it anything that you anticipated?
No. I was thinking, because Metallica's very, they do a lot of artwork with their stuff, so it's different, but also fits the style of their artwork, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Like if you see the guys that do their cover arts and videos, even some of the animation for videos, it's similar but different. Like you could instantly be like, that's Metallica, but it doesn't look like how some of the other artists renditions of their artwork is. So I love that. Thank you
Well,
very
I
much.
hope you guys love it. I really
do.
And thank y'all for having me on.
Well, if I do put it on my Facebook page and say, "Hey, Metallica, look what I got here," that would be okay.
You sponsor it however you want
Oh,
to,
thank
brother.
you. You never know. They might their eyeball might go on it and get a
And
little.
that's how come I've been
get a little
chomping
viral.
at the bit to get in here and give these to
Dude,
y'all.
and he's been giving me updates on through text, and I've just been so just over the moon excited about this.
Yeah, I know you guys have been kind of talking. I don't
have a lot of artwork in my house, so it's gonna be odd. I have like a couple of like live, laugh, love things I got from Hobby Lobby,
now you
and
gotta
then
start.
this portrait.
You got to start. You got to start somewhere.
That's
And
right.
your daughter just had her birthday.
Yes,
I think
she's gonna love that.
I think that's the perfect thing. To be honest, that's an heirloom in your house for the next.
I agree, 100%.
The rest of your life and probably Rhiannon's life.
She's a bit of a budding artist herself. She always has a sketchbook with her, and she's always drawing stuff.
And I would like to think Rhiannon's children will have it hanging on their walls. And you'll be long off this earth, and she'll be old and gray. And
who's that guy? Oh, that's
Exactly.
your grandpa.
He's your great granddad.
He made a lot of bad decisions.
And like I said, that one right there is one that you would want to take home.
Absolutely. I'm gonna. To be honest, I'm deciding whether I want to hear from the sea or in my own house. I haven't decided yet. And
that's the thing. More people come here than go to my house. So I almost kind of want to keep this on a high display. But I'm definitely getting that.
And I've actually got one more thing that I got to get my framed up thing for it to bring in here. But it was it's from my military days. It's something I gave my dad.
Oh yeah.
And when he passed, I got it back to me. But the frame and everything got kind of jacked up, so I got to redo it. But I want it in here. But one of those things on the list of things I haven't done yet. Greg, thank you very much.
Hey,
appreciate it. Thank you.
guys.
We'll see you next time. You don't have to bring a painting every time you come on the radio. We just
the next one I bring in is Roy's because I sent him a deal and I was like, dude, you got to help me out.
Well, if you can figure Roy out, you'll be the
Please tell us.
first.
Here's the thing: we have a running joke here in the office that Roy is what we call an enigma of a man.
He's the enigma.
Dude, I'm with you.
Just never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. So when you figure it out, you let me know because that key needs to be cast in gold because it is the one of a kind. So
Well, thank you guys and stay out of the heat, man.
I'll try. You do the same, and hopefully you get to settle down a little bit now that you've been on the road all summer here.
I'm hoping I need a break.
There you go.
I'm tired.
Just get down in the basement and just paint till you can't do it anymore.
2 o'clock in the morning.
There you go. In the underwear.
Exactly.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you.
guys.
Thank you so much. This is such an amazing gift. Thank you very much. All right, it is 8:43. Let's take a quick break for news and commercials, and then Elliot, I hear Elliot yucking up with Thomas in the other room, so we'll talk with him on the other side. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Zarello. One person killed, another injured after a shootout Sunday with sheriff's deputies and various law enforcement agencies in New Mexico. It happened in Las Cruces, where deputies had been pursuing a truck that got off I-25 with a blown-out tire. That truck was pulling an open trailer that appeared to be transporting people. The truck with the flat tire refused to stop for police at first, but finally did pull over. As deputies were trying to get people out of the trailer to safety, the driver of the truck opened fire. Deputies returned fire, wounding the man. He later died of his injuries. A woman who was shot by the driver is doing okay today at a hospital. The summer reading program in Roswell continues at the Roswell Public Library, and you can still sign up to track your reading for prizes. For adults and teens, the winners of the last ticket drawing will be announced on Tuesday of this week, and the last day to pick up the prizes will be July 22nd. You're up to date. I'm Jared Zarello.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer. Yup, it's back to school season again, and Roswell Honda wants to get you geared up with the 6th annual Roswell Honda Back to School Blowout. Now through July 28th, stop by Roswell Honda and get your kids registered to receive a backpack chock full of supplies absolutely free. Then on July 29th, join Roswell Honda from 10 to 1 for the Back to School Bash with lots of free food and fun stuff for the whole family. While you're there, register to win a brand new office chair, a desk, and even an HP laptop. Register now for the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:46. Hey, grab Elliot. Tell Thomas to get hey, there he is. Come on in, Elliot. Push him in. Push him on the radio. You're on. There he is. He was in there. He's up there keeping Thomas out of trouble there.
You guys were too excited with all those paintings, so I was like, okay, let me let them do their thing. You know,
see this Metallica painting that Greg got?
Oh, I love that.
You see the one he did for him and his daughter? Oh, it's a beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful picture. I saw that.
Joining us, probably if you're a regular listener to the show, you recognize that voice. Elliot Rodriguez with Loan Depot back with us. Of course, Elliot pops in each month, and we talk. He's the guy that you should see before you see the real estate agent. If you're wanting to own your own home, whether it's the first time or the 50th time, he's the guy you talk to first.
Good morning, Roswell.
How are you doing?
Doing good. I mean, it's beautiful outside. It's not too crazy hot.
Not yet, but it'll be 110 before we do it. How's the air conditioning working in the new office?
Awesome.
Good.
Come on in. You will be hot at least.
At least for the time you're there, you'll be cool and ready to
I got people coming to the office like, it feels so good in here. It's like, yeah, that was the idea. I don't want you to run away.
That's right. I don't care about the paintings, but I want it to be cool in here.
We have about, dude, because you know how they wanted to, some people that do the decorations, they tend to like put things on the walls with like tape and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's a mistake, guys. Because when the summer and the cold, comes and change, guess what falls out of the walls?
All that stuff. Yep.
So now I have to fix one. I mean, it's like,
especially you got a swamp cooler.
Oh, imagine that.
Oh yeah, if you got a swamp cooler,
they're still.
Oh, your papers curl up.
They're still selling them things. Still sell them. I mean, they're way better than what they used to be. Of course.
This building's got ginormous swamp coolers. That's why the best we can do is that place gets a little warm in here when it's not. When it's 110, the best in here is like 80. So it is what it is.
So Mike was asking me because it's not cold in here. That's why he was asking me.
I'm a fat man and I need cold. That's just what it is.
He doesn't go well together with us. No.
That's right. Fatness and heat don't work well together.
Not at all.
It just does not go well together. It's not like peanut butter and chocolate.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
But how's life for homeowners right now? Are people trying to buy homes?
Everybody's running like crazy, with a chicken with a head cut off. That go all over the place, with those bounce all over the walls.
Well, it's kind of like what's the money? I mean, because it's the houses are still selling and people are putting them on the market. But the prices are probably a little all over the place.
Well, I keep seeing there's been a percentage of 3 to 5 or 10% in increase in new builds. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the scary part for the folks. But this is a good thing for a lot of normal people like us, because more homes are going to become available that way in our state too.
Does it, in theory, settle the market down when there's new neighborhoods being built, or does it create more buzz?
Like right here, we need it really bad. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the fact of the matter is that people don't think about, renovation loans and stuff like that to fix the houses in town.
Sure.
Okay. Because that will be a perfect, tool to help any town. Okay.
Absolutely.
But then builders come and they want to build more homes. It's not a bad thing. Actually, it's a good view. How I say this? It makes a statement that the town is growing or is going the right direction. But for folks, this can happen that somebody build way too much and it doesn't work.
Saturate the market.
So that's a possibility. But in reality, we don't have enough houses.
Here that's not a big issue at all.
I mean, we got people bringing new companies and they don't have enough nice houses for those people. And
why do you think people pay twice the price for a house in Artesia than they do here?
Because they want a bigger house or something.
Supply and demand.
So it's happening, and that is a good thing. But the few folks that actually upgrade, that have maybe the 200,000, the 180,000 to maybe 225 homes. Mm-hmm. They're pretty in good conditions. That may even be value 250 and so on. Okay, those folks want a better house now. Like, I got me my medium nice home. Okay, I'm ready for the top of the line now, and let me build me a house. I had it on my blood too. I bought a few houses. I was doing really good. Real estate was working on my behalf. And they're like, you know what? Plus, I had a wife that just wants to have a big house, and she's like, let's build a house. It's like, let's what? So I end up building them, and then I end up single by the time I finished to buy it. So that was the funniest thing in the world. So here I am buying a humongous building, a new house, okay? And I end up a single man at that time.
Wow.
I mean, probably a lot of people think it's like, single, big house. He must be doing very well. Like, no, I got a big mortgage. Too.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? It's the way it is.
I'm sure.
Because guys, that's why you go in some towns and you see a little area of town. It has a bunch of houses and have a handful of, empty homes and stuff like that. But that's like the very, very, very old part of the town, probably.
Sure.
Okay. The difference here in Roswell, you go to the base, you would think that's the oldest. It kind of is, but you have very little from south to now to up here and like to the east of town, what I call Little Chihuahua in here. Okay.
Sure.
There's a lot. If you drive through there, there's homes that might be empty or they need work, but there's some very nice little houses everywhere too.
Sure.
Roswell is a very interesting place. You could drive from one block and it's like nice homes, and then go to the next block.
One block, and they're right next to each other.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
the funniest thing.
There's a $500,000 home, and then next block over, there's a $60,000 home.
So, but that's the way this town is.
Yeah.
And that only says that there's a lot of opportunity to fix those homes. All those folks out there that were thinking about investing, there it is, guys. Okay, buy a little house that is $80,000 or so.
It's the best way to get your foot in the game.
You spend $10,000-$15,000, sell it for $125,000 or rent it out, whatever.
Sure.
You can make a bunch of money.
Plus, you learn all your
that.
first homeowner lessons in that house. All the things that you screwed up as a first-time homeowner.
There's a few people that do it a bunch of times. They still do the same mistake.
In theory, you're supposed to learn it after that first one, But that's, because my first home, when I bought my next home, there was a lot of things I looked for that second time that I didn't think to look for the first time.
That is the most interesting part when I talk to somebody that has bought a bunch of houses and they're like, why this, why that's like, well, you bought houses before. What's going on, guy?
Of course, you don't know what you know until you know it.
Back in the day, brokers, they pretty much did everything for the customer. Okay, they didn't have to do much.
Sure.
They didn't have to be invested as much into like the process, So things have changed. Okay. Now, because things have changed and bad things happen and good things happen, now it's a mix of everything. So, the regulators, the feds have got a lot of rules that we have to follow.
Well, it's all about knowledge too. And the home ownership industry, a little bit of knowledge can be very dangerous. It's sometimes more dangerous than no knowledge, because if you at least go, it's no different than like the golf instructor wanting to teach the golfer that's never picked up a club in their life versus someone that's whacked around the ball for a few years, because now they got to break those bad habits and then build them back. It's no different with homeownership.
And remember, trying to teach, that's a good example.
Yeah.
That wave of experience is impossible.
Yeah.
It's it's not impossible, but it's close to impossible.
Sure, because now you got to convince them that you're right and they're wrong. And
remember, young people know everything.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an uphill battle from the get-go.
The funniest thing is when somebody asks, let's talk about what a buyer needs to freaking do always. I love the part when somebody tell me, but why? It's like, would you like me to give you that $250,000 so you could buy the house? That's why.
There's your why.
That right there alone should be your answer. Why? I'm sure you shouldn't even ask.
Yeah, there's the reason why we're here.
Trust me, there's a license, and we now open because we do this because we want to. Like, we just stick it in the wall and see if it stick. No, we have to follow rules.
Sure. There's a formula.
There's a formula for everything. And let's be honest, most of the stuff that lenders do in general is just rules that we have to follow by the feds anyway.
And that's where
it don't matter.
The advantage of your lender, because this is what Elliot does all day. He goes through and when there's changes to the code and all this, he's the first one to know that
all the time. Oh my goodness!
And that's why having a guy like Elliot in your corner is helpful, because when this stuff it gets confusing, and he can sit there and break it down for you and say, okay, this is what this means. If you did go this route, X, X, and X are going to happen. If you go this way, X, X, and X are going to happen. And that is, at the end of the day, you're the one making the decision, but let's make a decision based on all accurate information. And that's where I think the difference between having a guy like Elliot helping you versus not having a guy like Elliot.
Exactly.
You know, they're just trying to get you to sign on the dotted line because you get a loan through company X. That means agent X gets commission, gets money for that. And that's a motivating factor because that's Elliot loves help people, but he likes to pay bills and eat food and raise his family
everybody
too.
else.
Yeah. And so, but some people are like, well, I don't care if this is more beneficial for you than it is. If something's more beneficial for me than you, I'm going to do that and steer you that way. Elliot understands that difference and say, you know what, I could have you go to this plan. I'm going to make a lot more money, but you're going to end up paying more at the end of the day and not doing well. And here's the thing. When you're tired of this house and ready for the next phase in your life, I want to be that person. If I screw you now, when it's time for you to go to your next house, you're not going to want to talk to me again. And that's, at the end of the day, I always get in trouble for that, but that's why you do what you do. It's you want to make people happy, so when it's time for that next phase in life, they're calling Elliot on the phone and saying,
yeah, that's
time.
the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I hear so many stories about, oh, that person, the lender didn't communicate it with me. Well, they don't call me back. I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't have one or two persons saying I haven't called me back.
Everyone.
But I think the idea of calling me back is kind of weird because I don't call people back 2 or 3 weeks afterwards. I mean, I'm talking about, hours, worst case scenario, the next day or something like that.
Timely.
And now if I don't call you for two weeks or whatever, but if I reach out to you, this is a different story. If I reach out to you and you didn't answer, I send you a text, you didn't answer. And then suddenly I'm sending you a text or a message again, maybe 2 or 3 weeks because you haven't answered and I'm still just checking, okay? It's because I didn't call you. You didn't reply back.
Sure. Takes two to tango sometimes.
No kidding. So it happens, Some agents tell me, it's like, this person is like, well, that person, I send them the emails, I send them the app, I called them, I left a message. Maybe you could help me a little follow up with them too.
Well, that's the big, especially if you're like, I want to get this done in a quicker fashion. A lot of the onus on that is you, the client, getting the information that's needed to make the loan. When because obviously when the loan writers are going through your paperwork and like, okay, we got a question on X, we need to know more information.
Exactly.
That's where the time takes because now Elliot's got to go back and hunt you down, and then you play the rigmarole of getting back that information. It all slows everything down.
I set up everything from the beginning way better than that. That I don't have to do that almost now. Okay, but it happens still
because you know what they ask for and
because I know what I expect.
Yeah.
So the first step a borrower needs to do is still going and looking at houses and going crazy and falling in love with the house that maybe you may not, or you may be able to buy, maybe you're not. I'm not sure. You'll see that after you run the numbers.
Sure.
But the fact is, if you go and do that, it's backwards. Because let's be honest, you go and look a bunch of houses. You don't even know if you can buy it. Okay. The poor agents are showing houses left and right to a few folks that you are not approved. Okay, you're not doing bad to that person only. You're doing bad to yourself because now you're putting yourself in a bad place as far as like wanting to buy the house, but you can't. Okay, or the disappointment of like, oh, the house that I really wanted. I got folks. Oh, how you doing? Some people call me and think that I'm the one who helps them buy the houses. Like in the point that I take them to them.
Sure.
I like. Oh, I don't do that here.
Yeah.
And I get you the money so you could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
The real estate agent helps you.
You
find
still
out.
reach out the first place you need to be anyway.
Because the real estate agent is going to look for a house based on the information I give you.
Exactly.
And when I say you're cleared for $200,000, then you tell the agent I want a house around $200,000.
I mean, just imagine this: the guys that is approved for $250,000 or something like that, and they're looking at $500,000 homes.
Sure.
And that is like, I like this house, and then the agent asks him, so how much you approved for?
Sure.
I can imagine the face and the feeling of an agent. Somebody tell him, oh yeah, I think I'm approved up to 250. I can imagine inside the mind of that individual is like, so what the heck in God's name are we here?
Well, it's like going to the Ferrari dealership. There are a lot of cool cars in there, but most of us don't have $200,000 to drop on a car at that particular moment, and you ain't gonna find your economical $3,000 car in there. You're just not. So why look at the Ferrari dealership for the $3,000 car that does not exist?
So if you have money in the bank, if you have good credit, if you need to buy a house, if you're being kicked out of the house, or you just want to run away and get yourself a house too.
Yeah.
I guess there's so many different scenarios on that one. hey, give us a call.
Absolutely.
Because the fact is, the first thing you need to truly do is get approved and know exactly what you can handle.
It makes the process so much more fun, because now if you're going around looking and you're like, oh, I found my dream house,
you really have your credit card in your pocket for real,
and you're like, it's only $450,000, and you walk, and then you go see Elliot, and he's like, I'm sorry, but realistically, I can only get you $250,000 with your income and everything else.
And I feel bad telling people that happens once in a while.
Yeah.
They're like, I want to buy this house. I've been looking. I have the eyes on this house forever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so why you waited?
Yeah.
You have to be ready for it.
Sure.
Let me tell you something. I don't care if you're buying a house today, tomorrow, or next year. I'm here to help you. Okay. I don't rush you.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that buying a house is today.
And you say it every time. Is it a good time to buy a house? Well, it is if you need a house.
But there's circumstances and other people that you may have to wait or whatever for whatever reasons. Just the same way as there's a lot of reasons to buy a house, there's a lot of reasons to wait. But
if you need a house, you need a house. If you want a house because you want something better than you have, then you're not necessarily needing a house.
You could take your time. That's fine.
You can wait till your situation's a little better.
Let me give you an example. I got a couple from Colorado, which this is awesome because I spent so much time in Colorado before I came here. So when I talk to somebody from Colorado, it's like, hey, how you doing? It's like if I was calling somebody from Puerto Rico, I'd be like, hey, even if you're not my cousin, I feel like I'm talking to my cousin.
Right.
So an agent got me talking to them. Okay. And the moment they found out I was from Colorado, that made it even easier for them, I think, because it's like, hey, somebody from over here.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And I can connection.
And I can understand that because then you don't feel so alone.
In a place where you feel foreign and out of place,
then you got somebody.
Familiarity it helps, absolutely. Yeah.
So they, in advance, they're selling a house over there, coming and buying a house. They're actually under contract, and they're literally, folks, listen to this. They barely just got their new jobs last week. Okay, if you not because you don't work in a place for 2 years doesn't mean you don't qualify to buy a house. That's not true. Okay,
if you have a track record of stability behind that,
the story
then it's okay.
It's a myth. Like remember in banks used to say if you're not in the same job for 2 years you can't. No, the information was put out incorrectly. Is if you don't have a 2-year history of employment, you cannot buy a house.
Right.
Okay. And folks, if somebody's telling you that that's not true, that's wrong. It's a federal law. We don't make these rules.
Right.
Okay. And it's because of stability, just like Mike said. Because guys, we're not in the market to put a bunch of people in houses so they lose their houses. That's crazy. Okay. I mean, let's be honest. Those are customers for the future. You took care of them right. They're going to come back to you. So every company knows that. Okay, the idea is to be the best, to get there to. Oh, by the way, we're still number 2. Okay.
Officially on the chart.
Officially on the last thing that I checked. Cause I thought I was gonna go and check.
That's right, Loan Depot. Because we can never remember if they're 1 or 2.
But there's a few companies that are together,
right?
Because they're very big. Okay. But Loan Depot is on his own. Okay,
it's not subsidiaries and all this.
We're not changing.
Yeah.
But Some guy told me you own that company. It's like I wish. We may not be even talking right now if that was the case.
Put it this way, I'd be in a nicer shirt.
No kidding.
I'm not wearing a polo if I own Loan Depot. I want a tux with a Loan Depot on.
No, but if you do the right thing and you start the process from the beginning, from the way, then you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's the first thing you need to do. Get approved. Okay. We will let you know what you can qualify for.
The rest of it's so much more fun when you know going in.
And don't be afraid of the apps because they're super easy, okay? I'm not advocating for my competitors. I'm just telling you the facts,
sure.
Okay? I mean, I get it. I always ask, to see if mine was actually easier. Okay, because I got customers, that I work, did things with me where I was before.
Yeah.
So I had to ask.
And that's another thing,
so far,
too.
I'm very happy about the answers,
And if you maybe you are a person who's been buying houses, but, technology is not your friend either. He can help you navigate through all that,
and that's okay. Yeah. But at least try to do the application. Folks, I'm a very busy guy, okay? But I'm here for everybody.
Sure.
I really am. But if you are afraid of doing the application because you just don't want to do the application, when you come to see me, how is that going to be? Is it going to be any different? Okay. In the privacy on your house. You're sitting down and you're doing this stuff. You're not talking to me face to face just yet. Okay. If you don't feel comfortable in doing that, I can understand you may want to have a face to face person. That's fine.
Sure.
But at least be ready for it.
Sure.
Imagine being
because you're going to ask them questions that you need to answer to fill this stuff out.
But if you do an application, I can give you an answer in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, you get a good ballpark of where you're at. And then
I'm still gonna, you're right. I'm still gonna interview you.
Yeah,
because I need to verify those facts and everything.
Well, and that's when they start uncovering the rocks and turning over the
make
stones
it better,
and
fix a few things.
But if you're honest in your assessment and say, hey, I earn about this, my credit score is roughly around here. I've done this. Elliot's like, I could probably get you in somewhere around here, around there at this rate. Let's run the numbers and see how close I am.
Let me give you an example. Yeah. When people, I get agents and people come and tell me, hey, where am I in my application? I'm like, you didn't see the email I sent you, a text? I need to talk to you about your application. There's either two things with that text or that email. You didn't complete your application, and sometimes I do say I need to finish it.
Right.
So they should know. But sometimes it's that they just didn't do anything. They just put their name and a couple things.
Just because you leave things blank doesn't mean we still not want that information.
I'm not psychic.
Yeah,
but I don't mind, and we always have to, go through everything.
And if you need help going through that, Elliot will be happy to do all that. And because I understand, especially if you don't do it all the time, you're like, I don't even understand what numbers they're wanting, what gross, net. Hold on, which ones? And if you don't live in that world every day, then you got to think about it, and you may have some questions.
And that's why I think people should sit down at home and do the application. It takes 5 minutes, folks. You can do it real quick. It's very general.
Sure.
Okay. All you have to do is read the stuff, go through it. And folks, you could even do it in Spanish and English. The system gives you a choice. So it's up. If you don't feel comfortable, because your English is not the best, okay, or you embarrassed or little scared, like, oh, I'm going to put the wrong information, do it in Spanish.
Sure.
Okay. It's
whatever's
fine.
more comfortable
Whatever's
for
comfortable to you.
Yeah.
You want to talk to me in Spanish, even if you understand English? Hey, I understand that my mom was one of those.
So you can converse pretty fluently with them, and
I'll be talking to my mom, and it's like, sure, see, hijo, see, like. Do you understand what I said? Yes, yes.
But if he's yelling at you in Spanish, please understand it's because of his mom. That's how he got his Spanish. Was to yell at him.
That's what my wife says to me. I'm speaking to you in Spanish. She's like, oh shoot, she's mad.
Why is he always angry when he's talking in Spanish? Because that's how he's talking to him.
No, but folks, just do the application. Just try to be as accurate as possible,
Absolutely.
and that is the first step. And the next time we talk, we can talk about what you should put in there and what application.
Absolutely.
Just complete it as best as you can.
Absolutely.
We'll help you fix it afterwards.
Yeah, leave whatever's blank and we'll figure it out. But definitely reach out to Elliot if you need. Whether you're a first-time buyer, he really loves working with first-timers and helping them go through that experience, or you're buying your 50th home or somewhere in between, Elliot can help. It's all through Loan Depot. If you go to you can go loandepot.com and do your homework on what Loan Depot is about.
Correct.
If you want to get more into Elliot specifically in Loan Depot, visit his website, which is loandepot.com/Elliot Rodriguez. All one word. Just you got to put the www.loandepot.com and then a / and then all one word, Elliot Rodriguez, EL with one L, IOT, Rodriguez with a Z at the end. And, of course, you can shoot him an email, Ellie Rodriguez, again, just like all one word, like I said before,
Correct.
at loandepot.com. Shoot an email there. And now if you'd rather talk to him via the telephone or set up an appointment for an office visit, you can call his cell direct, 719-237-4680. Again, that's 719-237-4680. Or call the office. And if you don't get a live Elliot, leave a voicemail there.
And I'll call you back.
Because he does hit the streets a lot. He's busy. 505-445-2070. Again, 505-445-2070. And I'll let him tell you the fax number if you need to get him to a fax. I don't know how often you use your fax machine anymore. Is that still used?
Not much. But it's not a true fax. It's the electronic.
Oh, I got you. It's scan / whatever they can.
No, I mean, all the information, you guys go to my website, everything is there.
Absolutely.
There's even a small bio that I have before that I just tweak a little, okay? And it's there. It's just general information. Look me up on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And you'll see everything that I've been doing for years.
Yeah.
You want to see some of these videos and all the craziness and things that we talk about all this bunch of years that we've been doing this. It's like, wow, 5 years now plus?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
it's been a long time. But we evolved to something that was a little lost all over the place to what I used to say, and now it's more like it flows to everything that we discuss.
Sure.
And the fact of the matter is that mortgage is not a difficult thing. You just have to be talking to the right people to guide you. Okay. If your lender's not asking you questions, like a lot of people like, well, why they asking? If you're not saying why you asking this, maybe you're talking to the wrong individual. I'm sorry. Okay.
And
because
forget,
we need to know everything. Look at me as like an attorney. Okay.
Yeah, there's certain things that they're like, you don't need that. They're probably lying to you to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, they're going too quick or whatever, and they're not. I mean, I got a deal right now that I had to talk to the individual. They did some other things with somebody else, and the individual knew that they were going to build a new home, and like I told the person's like, they didn't ask you about if this is going to get in the way of you building your house,
right?
I'm like, wow, not cool. You know what I mean? When they knew. And I hear those things. It's like, how can I do a quick loan,
right,
for individual, knowing that they're going to buy, should I say, build a new home?
Yeah.
So now that is actually now this is going to get in the way for them to buy the house.
Exactly.
If you got to that point that you don't care, maybe you shouldn't even be doing business, in my opinion. Because I wouldn't do that to somebody. That's just crazy.
Exactly.
So now I have to figure out a best way for them to still be able to buy their house.
Sure.
So here comes the Harry Potter, one again, try to figure out.
But that's what you do for every one of your customers.
Exactly.
And that's
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
whether you
matter.
got $1 million home or a $50,000 home, you do that for everyone. And
I told the client, hey, why you didn't tell me that you could do that so I can make sure I could have done the loan just the same,
Yeah.
And I would have we wouldn't make sure that wouldn't get in the way, right?
Sure, absolutely.
It's funny, but because they done that so many times, and they go, all right. I asked them, have you ever met them face to face like we are talking right now, and discussing the things we have discussed? Never. It's like, wow, how is that even possible?
It's the world we live in now.
And folks, I don't mean that you have to. That's not what I mean. But I was just going to a point that we're here locally.
Sure.
And if you don't have many loans with, 2 or 3 or 4 loans with the person and you have not even really truly visited.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
That feels.
Maybe it's just me. I used to say I'm a little naive here, but no, I'm sorry. I want that true connection.
You want a stronger relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Second, I want to know everything, because if I don't know everything, I cannot help you correctly. Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to get blindsided when
we kind of just did.
Yeah.
Because of something like that. So now I had to put my thinking cap on, and actually I've already been thinking about what I need to do. But it's funny, but it happens.
Sure. Let him work. That's the thing. One more could talk with you, and if you communicate back with Elliot and everything, I guarantee that's going to be to your advantage. So so when he does ask questions and you kind of avoid it, or kind of the move you do when if someone's trying to collect money from you,
that's true.
It hurts the process. So
yeah, it does. Yeah. And guys, I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
The
rock will get turned over.
Because we look at, guys, not because we want to, it's just the way it is. Okay. We have to look at everything to make sure everything is in place.
And lenders get some of that. I mean, you don't have to have a perfect track. People forget to make a payment. People forget that happens all the time.
Remember, we talk about how many places people go and they say I got approved and then come to see me and yes, you can. What are you talking about?
The difference is
I uncover every stone.
Yeah. The difference is did you miss a payment or did you just ghost them and not pay it at all? That's the difference.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, there's a big difference. But again, reach out directly. Call Elliot 719-237-4680. That's his cell number. You can reach him pretty much anytime. Maybe don't call him at 3 a.m, but or call the office.
Yeah, I have one.
505-445-2070. So, Elliot,
I thought it was a fan. No, just kidding.
3 a.m. You're not going to get the best service. This is just not. So, thank you, Elliot, as always. Thanks for hanging out a little late.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you next month. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. It is 9:15. I know I blew right through that. That's what I do. We're going to start the first hour here, take a quick break, and then I'll come on and we'll have the folks from join us here from Roz's Image talking about their big back-to-school event happening here on the 21st. So intro, and then we'll get you into a commercial break. Don't go away.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
A good night's sleep is so important, and issues like sleep apnea make falling asleep and staying asleep nearly impossible, but we can help. I'm Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. With the help of a simple oral appliance, your sleepless nights could be a thing of the past. But don't take my word for it, just ask Lainey.
My name is Lainey Smith. I wasn't surprised when I found out I had sleep apnea simply because I had a horrible sleep pattern. I attempted to use the machine and it drove me nuts and I could not sleep with it. And then that's when Dr. Ager told me about the oral appliance. I would suspect I've been using it for 2 years now. In all of that time, I've had less than 10 poor nights of sleep. It's a complete game changer. I feel a lot better because I sleep.
This simple appliance can change your life. Call us today to set up your appointment so you can finally get the good night's sleep you need.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 575-622-4455.
Find your path to a greater future at Eastern New Mexico University. Come experience the ENMU Advantage, which includes tuition-free higher education through the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship, small class sizes, and professors who are here to help you succeed. ENMU has a free application and no application deadline, allowing you to apply up until the start of the fall semester in August. For more information, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
A comedian once said, "No one can tell me anything, not even myself." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, most people stop listening and start forming an answer or response when someone's talking to them within 7 seconds, so they miss most of the information.
John 10:27 says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me."
You know, when Julie and I were preparing for this, she looked right at me after I spoke for a while and said, "What?" I guess we all have work to do in listening. But you know what? Just like learning to know God takes time and focus and to know His voice, it's going to take time and focus to really get to know our spouse and to really start enjoying and loving marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
If you recently lost your Medicaid coverage and can't get health insurance from your employer, Be Well NM can help you find health insurance from names you trust for as little as $10 a month. Plus, your first month could be free. Finding health insurance can be confusing, so let the friendly Be Well NM experts help you find the right health insurance for you, your family, and your wallet. Our help is absolutely free. Call Be Well NM today at 1-833-862-3935 or visit bewellnm.com/staycovered.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us back in studio, Bobby Garcia, not wearing his big brother, well, kind of wearing his big brother's hat, more wearing his community hat here today. And then Dan and Lorena as well. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today?
Good morning. Great.
Good deal. Well, a couple weeks ago, you joined us on the radio here to talk about a big back-to-school event that's going to be happening here in a couple days. Just a couple here in like
3-4 days. This Friday. It's this week here. And we want to invite the public out to Roswell High School on Friday. And from between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., you can come out, get your haircuts, get backpacks, back-to-school supplies, and do all of this stuff. The Roz's Image Car Club, you've got haircutters, 100% Chavez County. There's a lot of entities involved here at the event. But so are we ready for Friday? Last time I talked to you, we're still looking for some haircutters and things like that. Now that we're less than a week away, how we doing?
It's looking pretty good.
Okay.
I'm not at that stage.
You don't look completely crazy. Like your hair's not all out yet.
I'm like the excited mode. Like I'm just waiting. So that's where I'm at right now.
Good deal.
No, everything's falling apart, or everything's not falling apart. Everything's falling together.
Yes.
Everything's falling together. Really good.
Good deal.
Definitely need more volunteers to cut hair. So we were sitting like around 25 people right now, but just in case. So fingers crossed.
Good deal. Well, ideally, we want to have a lot of people. Hopefully, there's hundreds of kids that will be coming out to get, because even if you can afford your own haircut, if you can get a free one, that's one. That's another lunch, or that's another school supply, or that's another trip to McDonald's for the family, or something, whatever it is, But please come out, and you've got. Would you say 20 some?
Yeah, we're about 25 barbers and musicians,
hairstylists that have and they're all volunteering their time to cut hair during that pretty much all day from 9 to 3. Some will be there all the time. Some will be there for an hour or two. But we are so thankful for all the haircutters. I would imagine, like Bobby said, if there's someone just getting on the radar here that would like to say, you know what, I'm free on Friday. I could spend an hour or two out there cutting hair. Get out there. We'll get you a number here before we wrap up here, and you can do that. So
right.
I know I've just been all over the place, but I'll let you, Bobby, just kind of do the formal what this event is on Friday here, and just talk about the car club and all that stuff too.
Okay. Well, Ross's Images, they approached me, asked me if I was wanting to volunteer my time to help them throw like a back to school haircut event, and I told them I was part of 100% Chavez County, and we have like this youth sector. And we called Unity. It's understand the needs in today's youth.
Okay.
And Lorena's part of the group.
Okay.
She's the main.
So it was a natural.
Yeah, she's our main lady that helps out with everything.
Because what 100% Chavez County does and what you're doing is like, that's 100% Chavez County.
Yeah, That's right. Lorena's our sector connector for youth, and so.
And I know we had you guys on and kind of talked about it, but just to remind people. Give them the background on 100% Chavez County and just give them a little bit of information there.
Yeah, you got it. We're a county-by-county approach to help solving a lot of adverse childhood experiences. We know that when families are connected with 10 vital resources, and youth mentoring is one of those resource areas, that we know that families are strengthened and then kids grow up without having these adverse childhood experiences. So we want to really make sure that families know what youth mentoring resources exist in Chavez County.
Yeah.
There's a lot. And Lorena's been really instrumental in getting all of those groups together so that each knows about what each provides. And so this is a great event to already have parents and kids come to and just really expose them to what's available here.
I always, this is a very rudimentary, but kind of to get people the image, think of it as like stew. Like everyone has a recipe for stew. There's certain staple of ingredients that go in the stew that you're like, that's stew. But everyone makes stew a little differently. You know what I mean? They got their own secrets and things. But what 100% Chavez County is, they're going through, it's like, I get it. You're making stew. We want to make sure you have the right things to call it stew. Now, if you want to put your little pizzazz on it, awesome. But we want to make sure the meat and potatoes are in the stew, and we're here to help make sure those meat. Is that kind of, it's very rudimentary, but in essence, that's kind of what 100% Chavez County is. It's like, hey, we understand. There's lots of ways to get something done, but there's variables and things that are tried and true that we want to make sure those are in every single recipe.
Absolutely.
Whatever you guys are doing to help kids in the area, and so that's in a nutshell kind of what you guys gravitate towards, projects and things that do that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Which. Hello, getting kids ready for school falls right into that vein here. So it's now let me ask you this: I would imagine if people want to get more involved with the 100% Chavez County, there's opportunities when you come out Friday. If you come out and get some haircuts or get some back to school supplies, come out and talk to Bobby or any of the folks that are going to be you'll see them. They'll be running around crazy. They're the ones
I'll be the one not getting my haircut. So no haircut. Sorry.
Yeah, I got a feeling you won't be in the haircut chair. You're like, no, I earned this.
Exactly. Yeah. I know this is radio, but somebody can see that. So
I'm like, can I borrow some?
Yeah,
I got the other problem.
Just come and look for the guy with the hair or stuff like that. We'll be there. So definitely.
But yeah, it's going to be a fun. Really, it's the idea is a fun day. You come out and the kids can come, and there'll be stuff for them to do while they're waiting to get haircuts and all that. Fun. It's a gathering. Every time there's a gathering, there's games and fun and kids running around and having a good time, and usually stuff like that. But parents, come, bring your children, get those haircuts. School's just around the corner, so you want to get those haircuts done, and definitely, donations of backpacks and things. I'm sure you can use more of those if people are listening, would like to donate school supplies. We're going to give away what we have on Friday, but if you're like, hey, I got a big truck full of backpacks and paper and stuff I'd like to donate, love to have that too.
Absolutely.
We would welcome more supplies.
Is there any specific needs, or is there?
I think supplies. I think that's where we're sitting at right now is school supplies.
Okay, that's real. But is there do you have more of one thing? Like, I got plenty of paper, but I need pencils.
A lot of, pencils and paper.
Okay.
So I'm thinking more like glue sticks, rollers, crayons, scissors.
And don't forget, we're doing kids from kindergarten through high school. So if you've got like the composition books and stuff that older kids need, not just the glue. I know those are fun to buy, the paste and all that, but the older kids need stuff too. So calculators, and I don't know what their latest is, and they probably don't even know what they all got smartphones, but whatever they need now. Like compasses, they still use those, or they got some program that does all that. I have no idea. Protractors, things like that,
all of stuff.
Let me ask, though, if people are wanting to learn more and get involved with 100% Chaves County, where's the best place you want to steer them right now? Just to a website? Or?
Yeah, for 100% Chaves County, it's easy enough to even download the app in the App Store, 100 Chaves County.
Yeah.
And that's the easiest way to
and
get
there is a
informed.
Facebook page, too, so if
We
you like
have
to
100 Chaves County.
Converse or get involved and have a question, that's a great way to shoot that through and get through there.
Absolutely.
Is there anything on Facebook about this event that they can go to, or is it all just through word of mouth and calling?
I know there's an event page for
look under Roz's image or
Roz's image, and then it should just show up
100% Chaves County. I imagine there's probably a link on their page, so if you go there, you can find it through that. You go to that wormhole. You know how we all have our internet wormholes, how we find things.
And then
we'll have a table at the event as well. With
so if you want to learn and be a volunteer,
the different agencies that are involved in,
or if you're in need of
Chaves
services,
County, right? Absolutely.
If you're looking for
resource guide,
that's the thing too. If you're new to town or not new to town, but you're looking for resource X, reach out to Chaves County, the 100% Chaves County. Also, use all your resources. I always talk about the Chaves County Health Council and their 211 resource for anything healthcare and stuff. I know you guys get highly involved with that too to help out there. These are all resources for the public, whether you need stuff for your children, be it healthcare or being school or education or any of this stuff. These are places you can turn to if you can't find the answer what you're trying to do directly. And they work with the other resources. So if you're like, how do I register with schools? How do I do all that? All right, we got some people that can help you do that kind of stuff. And that's really, it's synergy. It's everyone in the community. You want a great community? Guess how it's going to happen. You and me and everyone else going to get off our butts and roll up and
pull together on that.
If you're waiting for the government, if you're waiting for someone else to do it, you're going to be waiting a while. That's how this country works. You want a great place, then you've got to be actively involved to step up and do that. And this is what this is all about. So if you like a great place, you want your kids, you know what? It would be nice if we had no, we don't need back to school events because everybody's taken care of. It just happened, but. Unfortunately, that probably won't happen anytime soon, but let's do this. Let's show support, and let's get hundreds of kids out there and hundreds of resources and people and everything else. It'll be this Friday, July 21st at Roswell High School, 500 West Hobbs, if you're not familiar where Roswell High is there. And in the Commons area, you just follow the herd of people. You'll see them. School's not in session, so there normally is nothing going on right now, so you see a bunch of people, that's where it's at. And like we said, if you got an hour to donate or 6 hours to donate, and you're a certified, someone licensed you to cut hair.
And even I was going to say, I know that y'all need some support, even just for volunteers, just to help with the kids.
Me moving bottles of water here,
Absolutely.
or setting up chairs here.
So you got an hour or so to spare on Friday? Please come out. We'd love to.
Welcome any help.
And if you're in need or if you have questions and stuff, don't hesitate to reach out. You can shoot a message 505-376-6767 or 575-551-8658. If you have any questions about the event, where it's at, what do you need? Are you going to be doing this? Or can I help? I think one of those numbers is Bobby here. And,
Right.
And you'll talk to Bobby and get that information and all that.
Or just show up.
Or just come on out.
If you're too shy to text or call me, just show up and get ready to start helping out.
And I imagine, because it is Roz's image and stuff, if you want to come talk cars and look at cars and see cars and things, there might be one or two of those just happen to be laying around at the event that you can kind of get under the hood and look at a little bit too. So if you're a car person, you might want to just come on out and stumble upon the event and just see what's going on too, because there might be your car or two. Just saying, it is a car group. It's been around for a long time, and they like to show off cars. And hey, we're an event with people. Let's show off cars. So that's part of it too.
I know Plateau Wireless is going to come out too, and they're bringing their gaming trailer.
Oh, they're going to bring their gaming trailer.
All
Cool.
the kids don't have to be all bored just sitting waiting for haircuts.
I got to see that thing. It's pretty cool.
It is really cool.
It was at Kalichi's about a month ago, and I was there playing with it and all that. It's pretty cool. So
That's fun.
Are they bringing the car out too? They got the little Plateau car.
I'm not too sure about the car, but I know that they're bringing the trailer. So
that Plateau car is nice, but I got a feeling the car club's got it beat a little bit. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. But you can come out for the gaming trailer and stuff, and while you're waiting to get your hair cut or getting some back to school supply stuff, and please, again, it's this Friday, the 21st, 9 to 3. This is your 2-minute warning here. We are still looking for school supplies. We're still looking for volunteers in all facets, whether you can cut hair or not. Well, if you want to cut hair, you have to know how to cut hair. That is a requirement. But if you want to volunteer and can't cut hair, we can still put you in somewhere else.
Absolutely.
And just curious, I imagine if you're interested in becoming a part of the car club, if you're a car person, all that, there'll be a few members of the car club.
Yeah, they're
hanging out.
They already have like their little designated spots, so they're going to be posted all the cars.
Good deal.
Looking all nice and all that.
Oh, I was about to say, you just follow the nice cars.
Yeah.
I wonder how that works. Like, who gets to pick like whose cars go? Like, is that the president's job, or do they have like some battle royale and winner gets to show their car? How does this work?
I know there's like a designated person that keeps everybody updated.
Okay.
To let them know like, hey, this is looking like not the best.
Okay.
So you can't because they have plaques and they're like you're not allowed to have your plaque up.
Okay.
This is
if it's not up to
correct.
standard.
Yeah.
Like when you earn that plaque, your car didn't look like this. You ain't advertising it now. Yeah, I get you. Because there's street cred on the line here. It's like someone awarded that thing. It looks like a hoopty. No. It looked nice one time. So I use language of my era.
I see you.
I use the words of my people. And they use the word hoopty.
Good word.
Yeah. He's like, man, I don't know. These old people talk funny. But
I wanted to touch base real quick. I know, like our sector, the youth sector, like this youth mentoring. I've never been part of a group before that's so wants to get everything
engaged.
Done. Yeah, engaged. Like everybody wants to get something done. And
good.
Like Lauren is like one of the best leaders that we have so far. She's keeping everybody updated.
Well, good deal.
And like we have the Boys and Girls Club.
Getting multiple entities.
Yeah.
And really, I think that's what 100% Chavez County, like why it came into being, is to be that liaison for all the nonprofits and things, because we do a lot of events and want to have, but unfortunately things slip through the cracks because you've got 12 heads doing 12 different things. And I think 100% Chavez County can kind of be that grout or glue that kind of puts all that together a little bit.
There's so much that's going on. There's so much being done, and we just don't want people to be left out. So we want to try to get that, and also connect people when they need help to the help that they need.
Absolutely.
But I don't just mean like individuals in the community. We're also organizations need help.
Absolutely.
They're not alone. So.
Well, and let's face it, it's one of these things where, we have organizations and we all have our passion projects, and sometimes they merge, sometimes they don't. And at the people that are involved in those organizations, their passion is that organization. So that's priority one. And you're like, and sometimes you can't see the forest from the trees. And that's where you guys can come in. It's like, all right, I get what you're saying. We can incorporate all, and so we all can be on that same. And so you guys are that arbiters, liaison, reminding people of the big picture when we get sometimes in our own little corner of the world wrapped up into that, you know, and that's, and that makes sense, Bobby, what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's kind of where I think that's where I think 100% Chavez County is great, because it can be that.
So I have 10 great leaders of each sector, and Lorena's one of those, so that's exactly it.
Yeah, that fluid X factor that can kind of go through there. So please come out to this event, get involved, bring your family, bring the kids, come on out now. Obviously, we can't cut kids' hair unless the kid's there.
That's right.
So we haven't figured out how to bring your head and then leave.
No,
the
this is
rest
not a
of them.
virtual.
No Zoom haircuts, real haircuts. And back to school supplies. And please, if you'd like to donate, there's still time. Call Bobby or shoot a message to 100% Chavez County or any of the resources we've given, and say, hey, Bobby, I got a truck of backpacks, or I got a truck of school supplies, or hey, I know 2 barbers that want to volunteer time to cut hair here, or hairstylists, depending on, you know, I go to those old places with dirty chairs, and you know what I mean. That's where I came up. Where, you know, you're spending 2 hours in there for a 10-minute haircut because you've been talking for 2 hours. That's like a barbershop. You know, if you're one of those, or if you're more of the machine, it's like, all right, get you in, and put you in the little chair, and then they got you out the door. Whatever it is, we got you covered. So.
We got it.
Good deal. Is there anything about 100% Chavez County we want to put on people's radar? Anything that we didn't get a chance to talk about? Or?
Got great news that we received Department of Health funding for about $422,000 to help do mobile homeless outreach. Allianza's the lead on that, and also working with Roswell Community Disaster Relief.
Awesome.
And Pecos Valley Services. So together with that, the great news that we'll be doing is starting up here next month and getting up and going fast. Is that we want to start doing outreach with anybody that is homeless, experiencing the lack of shelter, so that we can start helping whatever it makes sense. But instead of like, you got to come here, we'll try to
bring the
reach
resources
out
to them.
Exactly.
You know? And I know our homeless coalition, we have organizations that work, that work closely with these groups. But at the same time, they can only do so much.
Exactly.
Or they can, or it's literally, and they go outreach too, but sometimes in that community, they don't want to come in. They don't. There's a reason they went out there, because they don't want to be a part of society.
Right. And a lot of this is really just making sure that we build good rapport with individuals that are experiencing a crisis, so that they can start to build a little bit more trust in people that are there to help.
And then there's some people that are really have established relationships, and they go out to the camps and are walking through and talking and have built a trust with some of these folks, because these are people that generally don't trust society. Hence the reason they're out there to begin with. And so for these folks have been putting in countless hours, making headway, just coming in and just being a familiar face. And now they're starting to earn trust in things. And so, you guys are using that. It's like, hey, how can we help them facilitate that more?
Exactly.
And how can we get them materials and supplies? So now that they've got a bit of a trust, and how do we use it as a pipeline to help these people?
You're right. And ultimately get housed and find great opportunities for them to be sheltered. So.
Because that's just it. Not all homeless want to be homeless, but not all homeless don't want to not be homeless either. And so that's where you gotta make and help where you can. And at the end of the day, if someone doesn't want help, no matter what, you're not going to be able to help them, because they've made up their mind that that's not what's going to happen here. And I know we were like, you will take my love, but you can't do it. It's just the thing that makes you do what you do, no matter what, is the same thing that's making them do what they do, no matter what.
Exactly.
And
it's all about
remember that.
It's all about the outreach and finding what people need and helping with that. So.
Absolutely. So good. I'm glad to see that you guys are getting there. And again, if people want to get more involved, reach out here to 100% Chavez County and find. Even if you're like, because it sounds like if you're like, I want to get involved with certain things, but I kind of don't want to be pigeonholed here or here. I kind of want to be the one that kind of. It sounds like 100% Chavez County is like a good place to kind of get involved there.
Yeah, we're very happy to help connect anybody up with exactly where their passion is.
Because you're dabbling with a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
We're dealing with homeless, we're dealing with domestic violence, we're dealing with education, we're dealing with all of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Bobby, any updates on Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and any of course, always looking for bigs. That's a given. Right. I've never had Bobby come in and say, guess what? We got all the bigs we could ever use. Thanks for signing up.
We're still looking for volunteers, and I'm just getting ready for the school. School's about to start.
Yeah, because
that's my busy time, so I'm ready for.
So, what schools this year are you guys hoping to establish programs in?
Hopefully, all of them.
Okay, good.
That's all of them.
I know. COVID, you kind of had to, got kicked out of everything and spent years trying to get back in, and we're now starting to get toes back into the schools, into the classrooms again. So now I think last year you could really officially kind of start back up some of the school buddy stuff.
Last year I was at Roswell High in Valley View.
Okay.
And this year my goals are to get Goddard, and I'm working on Artesia right now.
All right, good deal. So you hear that? Bobby's coming. All those folks in Artesia and Goddard High, Bobby's coming knocking on your doors pretty quick here and wanting to set up the after-school programs or during-school programs for the Big Brothers, which is one way. And there's also the traditional program. So if you haven't been a few years since you've set foot in a classroom, but still want to get involved, then there is what, lack of a better term, the traditional program, the program people know about, the community-based program here, where if you're an 18-year-old adult that has basically an hour a week to spend with a child and incorporate into your life, then you are a good candidate for being a big.
Right. And Lorena's a big sister.
Oh, very good. Excellent. So how long you been with your little now?
I've been with my little for 3 years, but I've got 3 littles.
Okay, so this is your third little, so about 8 years now. The thing about littles, they don't stay little forever.
They don't.
The science dictates they get big at some point.
They grow taller than me.
But I bet you have relationships with all three of them.
Yes.
Like I bet you on social media or something somewhere from time to time. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what you up to? Or guess what? I got a wedding. I'm getting married, or I'm going to college. Whatever. Those life milestones. Yeah, exactly. And that's what how's you and your little doing?
He's on vacation right now. I haven't seen him.
No playmate for Bobby. That's why he's kind of bummed.
Him and Mom went on a cruise. So
see, he could have been helping you set up this thing. He could have been. You could have been making a little organizer out of this here, and it's like
so I'm all jealous right now of him. So he's just living his best life.
Nice. He's like, he's on vacation doing his thing, and I'm here, 110 degrees. Trying to. Y'all catch any baseball games recently?
No, we haven't.
No.
I saw your shirt again, and I was like, man, I really want to see that banana ball.
Savannah Bananas. It's a great thing. It's just fun. It's like the Harlem Globetrotters, but for baseball. They do. They're a college team, and they're very good. But they in the off season, where they do something called banana ball, and they tour around the country, and they do like they'll hit on stilts. It's a 2-hour time limit game. It's $20 for the entire night, and that includes your food. They do free hot dogs, and so no alcohol or nothing, but all the baseball foods, and for a night, and it's 2-hour game, and they do crazy, the umpires do dances, they do celebrate everything. You get married, you having a birthday, come on out, let's do a whole party. It's just a whole thing. They do it, and it's just fun. They do, it's pretty, like they do like a wind-up thing where the pitcher and all the outfielders do this whole dance with him, and then he just hurls this 90-mile-an-hour strike right down it's just fun. It's just baseball. It's a fun, bringing fun back in baseball is what it is, and I hope it catches on, and because it's pretty cool, and I think that's the kind of stuff that's going to save baseball. We're in a TikTok world where all this stuff, and that's just it. Everybody's watching the game. There's not phones, none of that. They're just there in the moment playing baseball and having fun. It's just it's. I know young people probably don't understand the coolness to that, but if you grew up in that world at one time and you don't see it as much.
That's why we've got our team right here.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go out to see the Roswell Invaders.
Yeah, go see the Invaders. So, but I imagine you got a few Invader games on the docket here after when he's back from vacation. So.
Yes.
But again, if you have any questions, this Friday, July 21st, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Roswell High School in the Commons area, 500 West Hobbs, if you're not familiar where Roswell High is. This is an event where we want to invite all students, kindergarten through 12th grade, to come on out for free haircuts, free school supplies and backpacks while supplies last. They're going to give away until there's no more to give away. So if you're looking for that stuff, I'm thinking more towards the 9 than the 3 o'clock. By the way, it's going to be probably 800 degrees by 3 o'clock. You want to be there at 9 anyway. So because it is hotter than all get out right now, and it'll be 100 and so. Although Friday, what I see it was Friday, like Saturday's like 98. So I think Friday's only like 101.
Okay, that's not
Thank
bad.
you.
Yeah.
So it's not like 110
Yes.
or 111. So.
Yeah.
But, and again, we're still looking for volunteers to cut hair, to donate school supplies, or just serve in any, any way, shape, or form logistically out there at the event. Call Bobby, 505-376-6767. Again, that's 505-376-6767 or 575-551-8658, 551-8658. Those are both cell numbers, right? So they can text or call either one of those. So if you're more comfortable texting, you can do that to one of those, and it'll actually go to someone. You're not texting a landline. So, which, by the way, if you've tried that, it doesn't work. It does not work. They can't get your text on the landline. Just can't do it. You think we could put a man on the moon? I'm just kidding. You
can't text back.
Can't text back on a landline. But, and then come on out, learn more about the car club, learn more about 100% Chaves County, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I imagine there'll be a few other nonprofits kind of out there just hanging out and stuff if you want to learn about other great community interests. Obviously,
Absolutely.
If you want to, be a part of the Roz's image and the car club there, they're going to have a lot of representatives there to introduce you to and all that. So if you're looking for things to get involved with too outside of what you're doing right now, you probably find some cool opportunities at the event too. So even if you don't have a kid that needs a haircut per se, but you just kind of want to come out and, get connected, come on down. Come on down. While you're there, maybe bring a backpack or two and drop them off, and then come meet some of the people that's
Absolutely.
Take
Take
doing
that
that stuff. So yeah. Is there any information, anything that I spaced out or just didn't talk about that we want to make sure we cover or talk about?
Nope. Just tell your friends even if you know somebody that needs a haircut, or if you know a family that
Tell
needs
people you hate too. Let them come out too. You don't
send them out our way.
I don't know who you are, but I'm going to tell you about this event. So, there's a big fly in here. It's been driving me nuts all morning, and he's one of these big mongrel flies that should be easy to kill, but for some reason that big fat thing's just evasive. And I've even
It's cooler in here than it is out there.
I'm armed, but I can't just fight him when I'm on air because people don't like that. So, but anyway, come on out this Friday, Roswell High School. The festivities get underway about 9:00. Get there early, especially if you need back to school supplies and stuff. It's while supplies last. So hopefully we have plenty left at 3, but I can't guarantee that. So I can guarantee there will be some at 9 a.m. So get out there early, and then please donate more. If folks are saying, man, I got a whole bunch of notebooks here, I got a bunch of glue or a bunch of composition books, bring them on down. And if you've got an hour to spare or 6 hours to spare, and you're a hair cutter, people say, you cut good hair. Thank you. I should, then we'd love to have you volunteer time. I imagine you're not, we're just cutting school haircuts, so it's not like you're doing perms and dye jobs and all that. We're just you're not doing the heavy lifting. You're just cutting hair and getting haircuts and things like that. They're not coming in for a style in a tease and a perm or whatever the latest thing. I have no idea.
No, but look sharp for school.
Mahoney hair curl. I'm not going to be able to do that.
When you have no hair, you don't care about hairstyle so much.
You gotta keep it look sharp, man.
It's like, I want the bald look. Can you give me that one? Telly Savalas. That's my inspiration. There's a whole slew of kids there. Who's Telly Savalas? Very good. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate
you very
it.
much.
And we'll see you next time. And anytime you guys need to get on here for anything, just reach out. Let me know. And we'd be happy to do that. And Bobby already knows, but definitely with 100% Chaves County, whatever we can do, let us know.
Happy to be back here again. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you guys, and stay cool this week.
Thank you.
I know 110 is an amazing report card test score, but it is an awful temperature. Because you did extra credit if you got 110. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. It is 9:50. Let's pause for news and weather and your Wall Street business update and commercials to pay for my haircut. Because I tried to sit up in the chair at the event, and they said, aren't you a little big? Be a kid. And I said, I'm just hairy, sir. All right. It's 9:50. We'll be back.
Now your Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Zarello. One person killed, another injured after a shootout Sunday with sheriff's deputies and various law enforcement agencies in New Mexico. It happened in Las Cruces, where deputies had been pursuing a truck that got off I-25 with a blown-out tire. That truck was pulling an open trailer that appeared to be transporting people. The truck with the flat tire refused to stop for police at first, but finally did pull over. As deputies were trying to get people out of the trailer to safety, the driver of the truck opened fire. Deputies returned fire, wounding the man. He later died of his injuries. A woman who was shot by the driver is doing okay today at a hospital. The summer reading program in Roswell continues at the Roswell Public Library, and you can still sign up to track your reading for prizes. For adults and teens, the winners of the last ticket drawing will be announced on Tuesday of this week, and the last day to pick up the prizes will be July 22nd. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The Democratic donor class, this was in Breitbart, and CNN is reporting that Democratic donors are now trying to figure out how to replace Biden as their party's candidate. I told you this was not an accident. These things did not come out of a vacuum where Democrats are attacking Joe Biden and Kamala Harris the way they are. This is all part of what is the establishment Democratic radical socialist New Green Dealers. They want him gone and they want Kamala gone. Now, some of you said, well, Hannity, why do you give time to Gavin Newsom? Because I want you to know and understand who the likely replacement is going to be.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Support U.S.-funded resources. Phoenix Capital Group invites you to invest in the heart of America with our domestic energy corporate bonds. At Phoenix Capital, they connect you with private investor principal with direct investments in domestic energy assets. Your venture into these U.S.-backed equities can gain up to 9 to 12% annual interest paid monthly. It's a vote of confidence in the American dream and in the unwavering spirit that built our nation. And to find out more, download the Phoenix Capital Group's free investment packet today. It's at phxonhannity.com. Now, investments in bonds have a certain amount of risk associated with it, and you should only invest if you can afford to bear the risk of loss. And before making any investment decisions, you should carefully consider and review all risks involved. Learn how you can diversify your investments and earn 9 to 12% APY. Download the Phoenix Group's free investment packet today. It's at phxonhannity.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Very hot for the next couple of days, at least right on through midweek and into Thursday. We're expecting our highs today to be around 108 with sunshine. It might be a little bit breezy. Overnight, a few clouds, our low in the mid-70s, and then we'll be hitting about 110 for the afternoon high on Tuesday. And again on Wednesday, we'll stay sunny, 105 on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston. UPS is making strike preparations as union workers get their picket signs ready.
UPS is gearing up for a possible strike a little more than a week after contract talks between the company and the union representing 340,000 workers broke down. In anticipation of a walkout, Big Brown says it will begin training many of its non-union employees in the U.S. to step in if picket lines go up by the end of the month.
That's Ron DeRockstra reporting. Earnings season kicks into high gear this week, and Wall Street's expectations, frankly, are low. Coming up this week are results from Bank of America, Netflix, Tesla, and airlines United and American. China's economic growth missed forecasts in the second quarter of the year amid a slowdown in consumer spending, as well as weakening global demand. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
Get your summer grilling on with delicious homegrown beef from Runyon Cattle Beef. Get top choice grade A meat in whole, halves, or quarters delivered to your home freezer and experience the difference between store-bought and 100% locally grown Runyon cattle beef. Need seasoning? No problem. Runyon Cattle Beef's very own red meat seasoning and cactus salt are included with all beef orders. For pricing, orders, or more information, call Lisa Runyon at 575-760-5655 today.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
If you recently lost your Medicaid coverage and can't get health insurance from your employer, Be Well NM can help you find health insurance from names you trust for as little as $10 a month. Plus, your first month could be free. Finding health insurance can be confusing, so let the friendly Be Well NM experts help you find the right health insurance for you, your family, and your wallet. Our help is absolutely free. Call Be Well NM today at 1-833-862-3935 or visit BeWellNM.com/stay covered.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:57. If you missed any part of the show today, I invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find everything there. Had a pretty busy show. Nook from Asian Market, she joined us last week, but we replayed the interview with her and her daughter this morning in the 7 o'clock hour. That's there, ksvptv.com. We also had local artist Greg Birch join us back on the show. He's been on a couple times talking about some of his paintings, gave us some paintings, and also gave us a new beautiful Metallica painting for me, and I have it right here, and a beautiful portrait of Sean and his daughter. I saw Sean almost cry. He was very. It was a beautiful painting. I'm surprised he didn't bust out harder. I think I would have. But anyway, Greg joined us, had a great conversation with Greg. Elliot Rodriguez with Loan Depot also joined us in the 8 o'clock hour. And Elliot pops in each month to give us sage advice on just home buying. He's the guy you talk to when it comes to, if you talk to a real estate agent to pick your home, but before you go to the real estate agent, you talk to the lender to see how much you qualify for. And before you shop for a house, you know exactly how much you could spend on a house. Because there's nothing worse than going shopping for a house, and then you find your house, and it's $500,000, and then you go to the guy like Elliot and say, all right, I want this house. And he's like, yeah, but you can only afford a $180,000 house, not a $500,000. So that's why you go to him first. But he loves working with first-time folks and really educating them on how the process works and all that stuff. So if you missed that interview, you can go back and check it out at your leisure. And then, of course, just a minute ago, we had the folks, Bobby and Lorena and Dan with Chaves County, 100% Chaves County, and Roz's Image at a big back-to-school free haircuts, backpacks, and school supply giveaway event that's going to be happening this Friday, the 21st, from 9 to 3 at Roswell High. Come on out and bring the family. Get the haircuts, the whole deal. Again, if you have any questions about that, reach out to Bobby, 505-376-6767, 505-376-6767. You can always shoot a message to 100% Chaves County on Facebook or anything, too. That'll get there, too, as well. So, and, of course, if you missed any of those interviews, ksvptv.com, the Mornings with Mike Winters channel on YouTube page, also our Facebook as well. You can find it all there. All right, that's going to do it for us. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Till then, take care, everybody.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.